Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the live show. What a day in the market. Crypto way down. The market's way down. Everything's kind of red. So we'll go through it and see what's going on. First, all information presented here is for educational and informational purposes only, not intended as financial advice. So always do your due diligence. And how are you guys? I hope you were putting things down and shorting it down today, because whoa, that is a wild one right there. Where's your Excedrin, Tylenol, and Jameson for this market? You want to need that. Just look at crypto, 63K for Bitcoin. Holy cow, that's way down there, guys. Look at that dip, and it even got even lower. I think it was in the 62s or something. How low was it? 59. I didn't even realize. I know it got in the 62s, all the way to 59 right there. Is at the bottom. Who the heck knows with this thing? But we did know it was kind of dipping. We should have been shorting that down. And we probably would have done really, really well right here. Ethereum, Solana down. Look at Solana right here. It's at what? $76, it says. Holy cow. Ripple's at 122. Cardano at 24 cents. Ethereum at 1866. Bitcoin 6,300. I mean, it is so crazy. Bitcoin could go even lower right there. So how wild is that, guys? I would say that's pretty wild right there, and it is dipping down pretty good. That is a big dip in the market today. And that's CISS right there, Doge Mama 9. Were you still playing this thing? It was bouncing up again today. I saw that thing right there. Marine Shipping one. LIMN, that was running up, and ESLA right there was popping today. So there you go. Oh, I forgot. Hold on 1 second, guys. Give me 2 seconds. I'm going to turn the camera off for 1 second, and I forgot to turn the heater off. Hold on. There we go. All right. Hold on. My bad. I was like, why is it getting so warm down here? And I had the heater on. That's why. Anyway, all right, let's get back to it now. So yeah, crypto down, everything down. Here's the ones that were popping right there. And POAS running up a little bit there and then pulling back. So let's go ahead and see everything that's red today, guys, because that's probably what it's going to look like. Let's look at our futures right here. They're still down right there. The Qs are down, that's for sure. Look at your VIX right here. That's nice and green. Remember we were saying that 20 and 50 were meeting up yesterday? Well, there you go. So tomorrow could be the pop off, and then Monday be the sell off or whatever, and then get back to reality, I guess, there, Cadence, because that's a nice dip right there, I must say. You said, it's Rhett's in Florida, and he was like wrapped up like a burrito yesterday. Yeah, well, it's cold down in Florida. They had like ice and stuff. He sent me a video the other day. He wasn't even feeling well. He had to go out and scrape ice off his truck. They're not used to that stuff in Florida. They don't even know what that's like. So, yeah, it's definitely cold down there. That's for sure. It is supposed to warm up, I think, a little bit this weekend, perhaps. I don't even remember what it was supposed to do. Maybe next week it was. Let me see the 10-day. Yeah, next week it is. So, yeah, I guess after Tuesday, after next Monday. So, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, we might even have rain, it looks like, a chance of rain, because it's going to be a little bit warmer there, which is interesting because it's still been so cold. And today it was it actually felt kind of warm out there today, just because it wasn't like below zero, I guess, and the wind chill wasn't there. So you like walked around in like a hoodie and you felt like it was warm out today. I'm not gonna lie, but yeah, it's supposed to warm up a little bit, so we'll see. Honestly, like none of the snow around here has even tried to melt. It's so cold around here. Everything's like ice. I could still walk across the solid sheet of snow, and it's just ice on top. You can just cruise right across it, not even break through. I mean, you have to like really stomp through to crack through the ice right there, even like on your front lawn. It's pretty crazy, I'm not gonna lie. So anyway, let's go to the market, see what's going on. What can we find for tomorrow that's going to be popping, or do we just put the market down again, the Qs? And like I said, let's look at the SPY. That is down in the after hours, pretty good right there. Look at that bad boy. But the Qs were way down. Look at that, down. They were down even more. They're bouncing up a little bit right here. At the end, they obviously closed a couple minutes ago when we started, so that was the end of it right there. But 591, so they did come down pretty good in the after hours as well. Now, are we going to see them try to work their way back up tomorrow? Is at the bottom? I don't know about that, but it definitely is down there pretty good, and we'll be taking a look at that stuff in the morning. But that's your Qs, your SPY, your IWM right here. that was down as well. So the entire market was down. Everything we're about to look at was probably down today, like ONDS. I know Laptop Travel's liking that one. I just don't like the fact that it's a no man's land right here. There's no there's no bounces coming anywhere soon. So we'll have to keep an eye. I'm not saying that it can't stop and then bounce up, but it doesn't have anything. You know that they've been liking the trend lines, like a galaxy right here went right through it into the basement today. And again, that one tends to run with Bitcoin, and Bitcoin not looking so hot, but ASTS right here. Yeah, Rhett does live in Florida. That's what I was saying. And it was it's freezing down there in Florida. It was the whole East Coast has been very cold, Laptop Travel, but Florida was really cold from that storm last week when they got hit, like North Carolina, South Carolina, and Virginia. And yeah, they had snow down there in Florida and a bunch of ice and stuff. So it's been pretty chilly, and it's still cold around here. Like I said, it was warming up a little bit today, but nothing crazy. It wasn't. I don't even know if it was above freezing today, but it sure felt like it just because the wind chill wasn't there. And but yeah, they had some snow down in Florida. It was pretty crazy there. So I know he sent me a video. He had a bunch of ice, like I said, on his truck. ASTS way down here and down even more in the after hours. Look at that. It is coming down and going to touch this 83 area. I mean, it's at 88 right now. Why would it not tomorrow? So these could be great opportunities, guys, to be honest with you. Look at UMAC coming down, and this one might come right down to that $10, even 970 area right there. So you might see these bad boys really dip in the morning some more. Redwire touching that 50 right there. That one could bounce. Rocket Lab. Remember I said this the other day. It looked like it wanted to dip down, and look at that. Every single day, I think it's been down like 10%. Just except for that one little fake out day. That was a nice fake out, huh? So yeah, that was an interesting day right there the other day when it tried to run up, and then everything's been down ever since. But that's Rocket Lab right there. Nuclear way down, but could be right in the spot where we want it for next week. So definitely another one to keep an eye on right there. NKLR. And we'll be keeping an eye on that one. Like I said, in a good spot right there now. We knew it was going to be pulling back. And let's see what Oklo's doing. It was also pulling back pretty good. SMR is down as well. So, I mean, we can kind of just cruise right through the list because everything was pulled back. EOSE has a trend line down there. IREN, that's even pulling back down there. Look at that in the after hours. That came down. They had earnings. That's right. They did have earnings. That came down in the earnings in the after hours. And CRML was down as well today. And your MP right here followed everybody else. UAVS wasn't looking that bad, but it wasn't up. Let's put it that way. But that one actually wasn't too bad today. Only down like 4%. Not so bad compared to the other guys that were all getting crushed. RGTI, all of these got crushed right here. QUBT and the quantum and computer hardware ones. You can look at these real quick. QBTS, that was down over 14. I mean, these guys are just getting crushed right here. The entire market was just getting destroyed. Look at this thing. RCAT, we don't even have to go through them. All of them. IONQ, big dips right there. So again, we have to see if this bad boy is going to be bouncing back tomorrow. I mean, you can see IONQ down into the basement right there, and it is pretty wild right there. So when they're saying the market will correct 15% or so, is that the indices? The stocks are already way past. Yeah, it's usually kind of the indices. Some of the individual stocks will dip way more than 15%. And especially something like this. I mean, this is just a straight up bloodbath right there. I mean, look at that market. It's absolutely getting crushed. AVGO right there. Not so bad today. I mean, I won't say it's a beautiful one. If I could type it in, it would help. But AVGO right there was up. And again, I don't even think it's beautiful right there. It was just happened to stay up there. I think that comes down tomorrow as well. And we'll take a look at all them in a minute. But I was just thinking about that one because I was looking at it on the thing and it had a green. But again, it wasn't really that good. I don't want you to think it was a beauty. USAR right there was down in UAMY. That followed the rest of them too. And your 4Us right there also down 8.5%. ASPI right here was down a little bit, like 10% right there. And UNH, we'll go over and see what healthcare did because that was also dipping. I mean, it was brutal in the market today. Look at Oscar right there. MOH, that was pulling back as well. It was not a good day for anything, really. And I played the cues. I didn't time them perfectly, I'll be honest with you, but I did make a couple bucks. It was nothing to be really that proud about. I didn't. Again, they were coming down, and I just kind of took it from one part to the other, and not a whole lot of action for. But there was way more action involved. Just I didn't catch it at the right point, but I did make a couple bucks on it, so I wasn't going to complain about it, especially a day like this, because it was a brutal day, and that's what we were looking at today and talking about in the Discord. Putting the cues down was definitely an option today, that's for sure. So, and it might be tomorrow. I'm not gonna lie. So yeah, Sinez Tech right there was down. IMRX. This one was down pretty good today. Looks like it's going to be pulling back right now. And again, we have to see how far everything's going to be pulling back. Chipotle hitting a little bit of resistance right there. Not liking the market. And then your Cracker Barrel, I mean, that was actually not looking too bad. But remember, I said it was hitting that resistance. It should stay in this pocket and get set up. I mean, Cracker Barrel actually looks pretty good now, surprisingly. I'm not going to lie. So we're definitely keeping an eye on that. And then, of course, your Boyle, that was up a little bit right there. I think your natural gas, we'll have to look at it. It doesn't look perfect. Let's put it that way. It's not UNH, it's UNG right here. And that was up just a tad bit. But again, your 20 and 50 are trying to meet up right there. They don't look too bad right there. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. And then, of course, Gush, your oil and gas. And that wasn't looking that great today. I mean, ExxonMobil, it looks like a little bit of healthy pullback, to be honest with you. That CVX right there. They're still in the top and just a little healthy pullback unless they get crushed tomorrow, too. And we'll be watching for that as well. And Plug right here down a little bit and coming down a little more in the after hours to 177. And your Quantum Scape, look at that dip. That one came back pretty good. And sorry, Zach, but I did see Rocket Mortgage did pull back here. So I think you might get a better opportunity here. And if you caught it at this bottom, you could even jump out of it and then re-enter it right here. You'd still probably be in the profits right there. So keep an eye on that RKT Zach for that one. And Lucid right here, if I typed it in, it's right there. That was taking a nice big dip as well. And yeah, there's not a whole lot that was exciting today. Galt was down. I talked to Joseph Levy today, and he is going in for a surgery. I'll have to write down what exact day it is. He did say it. I'll have to look. And so that's why he hasn't been exactly around too much lately. He's been getting ready for a surgery. I knew that anyway. I mentioned that the other day. And so we're thinking about him, Asian Jolie. We hope she's okay as well. And so, yeah, Joseph Levy, he's about to have like a major neck surgery, I believe it is. Back, neck. I don't know. Is it back and neck? I forget, to be honest. It's a major surgery. I remember telling us about it, Luis Rodriguez, and it is a crazy surgery. So anyway, we'll be thinking about Joseph Levy. And yeah, I talked to him today, and I'll find out. I'll tell you what the day is that he's going in. I do know. I just didn't jot it down. I meant to write it down there, but here we go. And that's our Galt. And we always think about Joseph Levy for Galt. He likes this thing. And let's see what it wants to do. It's sitting on that trend line. It's actually kind of solid at the moment, considering the market and what it looks like. So that is your GALT. That could still be getting set up right there. Fun down a little bit back to the 20 right there. And play was down and not such a great play. It was until you saw the market today. I mean, holy cow, it's just ridiculous. ARM, that was like the only strong one right there, Luis Rodriguez. Didn't look so strong. I'm not going to lie. It did. I guess it did kind of have I mean, not really. That roll off was today, to be honest with you. I didn't see that happening. It looked like it was setting up. I know we looked at it last night. It's been on the list, and I played it the other day. I said it wasn't looking that strong, and it really didn't look that strong to me. So that one I didn't even pick up on today, but that one was one of the few that did run. Did they have their earnings? I don't even know what it did, to be honest with you. They had their earnings the other day, right? Yeah, yesterday. So yeah, I have no idea what they did right there. But anyway, there you go for ARM. And let's see what Grab is doing right here. GRAB is down, and that could be. It almost looks like you'd see a bottom right there, but not exactly sure with this market. So we'll have to see when you want to grab some of them. And when it wants to really get into the bottom, maybe it even enters the basement like Oracle right here. Oracle's about to enter the dungeon, guys. So There you go. Oracle entering the dungeon very soon, right there. And there you are. And we'll watch for this to try to turn around and look at. It's down even more in the after hours right there. It's ridiculous right here. What's going on? CoreWeave was pulling back pretty big. That one might be able to short down with no problem tomorrow. So if you want to look at one that you can absolutely short down, which I mean, there's probably a ton of them, guys. So a CoreWeave looks like it's going to continue down tomorrow, and Adobe pulled back pretty good today. And there you go with that one. That one's still down there. Marvell, I don't know if I looked at this one today, to be honest with you. Look at that. That was a little bit green. Like I said, I don't remember seeing it. Maybe I did. And because it was up a little bit, I totally forgot about it. I don't know, because everything else was like red. But I don't really remember looking at this today for whatever reason. And there you are with MRVL. And honestly, it didn't look bad here. It doesn't look that great in the after hours, but let's just see. Yeah, I'd have to see that tomorrow, to be completely honest. It's trying to run around. It looks like it was dipping there in the after hours, obviously. So there you go for our MRVL right there. And let's see what else is going on with that. Berna was good. This one ran up. We were looking at this today, and actually in the Discord caught that bottom right there. So if you caught it at 11:29, you can see where it's at now. And you got into the 13s, pulled back a little in the after hours, but still looking pretty good right there. Hey, guys, check this out. I'll flip on the website on Burn. Check this out. I definitely am getting one of these. These things are dope. Check this thing out right here. Check out these limited edition ready to burn. I didn't know what they did. I clicked on the website today. I had no idea what they even do. But check out these guns right here, guys. These are dope. I'm gonna get one for my wife. I'm not gonna lie. These things are awesome. They're legal in all 50 states. 60 foot of range. 30 minutes. Whatever. You don't need any permits, but check these things out, dude. Guys, these things are awesome. Here you go. Check these three out. That's like the law enforcement one. That has the most power right there. That's the most compact one. And that's like a pretty cool one right there. And yeah, look at that thing. I mean, check these out, these burning. So for like $400, and this is how they work. They work on these nitrous tanks like that. So, and they shoot like these balls or so. Yeah, these balls right here. So they're non-lethal, but I'll tell you what, you get it's like almost a paintball. Essentially, it's basically a paintball burner. Yeah, non-lethal weapons. I had no idea what they did, guys. No clue. And until today. But yeah, check this thing out. I mean, how dope are these things? And so yeah, you get these CO2 cylinders, and then like I said, it shoots these like balls out, these projectiles, whatever they are. Let's check them and see what they are. Point echo kinetic projectiles, 95 count. These are pro training ones, and these are kinetic ones. So I don't know why the pro training ones are the most expensive. Let's click on it. Can you look at them? I'm not sure. I wanted to bring them up and see what they look like. Here, where are they? I'm not even sure where you find them pellet things. That's the only thing I was looking for. I was trying to find out. I'm sure they're here somewhere. It's the ammo. Here it is. I didn't even notice that. It's right there. There we go. That's how we see it. Let's see. Look, here's the oh wow, look at these things, guys. That's what you shoot out, these things. Holy cow. I wonder if you can shoot them again. I have no idea. Do they shoot a second time? I'm wondering. But strongest chemical compositions. Oh, I don't know. I guess burning in the throat. Oh no, definitely not. Oh wow, they can fire pepper and tear gas, chemical, urine. I didn't know. I thought they were paintball. Like, I didn't think they were shooting you with paint. I just thought it was like the solid ball that was going to hurt or something. I didn't think it was going to. Wow, that's insane. Oh, that's awesome, guys. Holy cow. Look at that thing. And that's 60 feet away. I was saying earlier, because we were talking about it here. The market's red. We have plenty of time to talk about whatever today, to be honest with you. But anyway, I'll show you something else we were talking about, but check this out. You get the CO2 cylinders, and then you just pop them in, and you put these balls in, and they have holy cow, that is wild. They're like pepper spray. That is really cool. Byrna's training ammunition is specifically designed to replicate the authentic shooting experience without the lethal consequences perfect for refining skills. These rounds provide a safe yet effective platform for enthusiasts to practice their precision. So I wonder if you can actually reshoot them off or something, the training ammo. I'm not sure. Yeah, that's really, really cool, though. I'm not going to lie. There's a 25 count, and then here's the other things with the projectiles are a hard, solid, reusable. There you go. Plastic projectiles that can be used for self defense and practice. So, yeah, you can reuse these things. Look at that. That is really, really cool, guys. I got to get my wife one of these things. These are dope. Holy cow, look how cool. You can walk around anywhere with these. I mean, I could imagine people would have to like look at you if you had one of these like in a holster, and they're like, oh, this isn't exactly a carry state. I guess is my burner. It's legal. Get the hell out of here. It's pretty wild though. I mean, these things are dope. I'm telling you. Can you imagine shooting somebody with that pepper spray? That would be crazy. But anyway, here you go. And they sell them in stores if you I'm near obviously Atlantic City. They have the what the heck's the Fish Bass Pro shops? That's what they have. And they have them up. There's one in Miami. Well, I thought they were going to bring up my location, but anyway, yeah, these things are really, really cool. And so we were talking about the defense sprays here. Here's a little. They're only like $20. Bad guy and whatever. Bad guy repellent. I'm not exactly sure what it has. Up to 10 feet right there. 6 seconds, but oh, it's restricted in a few states right there. Look, this one's restricted in New Jersey. I couldn't buy this here, I guess. Huh, that's interesting. Not this one, but this one. Guys, if you ever want something like this, like a self-defense spray, just put a bottle of like wasp spray, hornet spray, or bee spray, like a can of it's like this big. I mean, they make them things, they're like pretty big cans like this, and just put one in your closet right there. Them things shoot like freaking 30, 40 feet, and you shoot somebody in the face with that stuff, I promise you it burns. It kills bees. It's definitely burning the hell out of your eyes, I promise you. So yeah, that's a really good safety one, is wasp spray. So if anyone never heard of that or thought of it or wants to include that in your closet just as a little backup for like bear spray, exactly, it's the same thing. Laptop travel, I would say the same thing. And bear spray sprays pretty far too. You don't want to get too close to a bear, but yeah, you don't want to be too close to a bee nest either. So yeah, you can use hornet spray, bee spray, whatever, wasp spray. It all works. It shoots far, and like I said, you get it in someone's face, and they're cooked because they can't see anything. They're just burning. They're looking to get out, and they can't see anything. So then you have the advantage. As long as you don't get shot at, you're good. But usually they're going like this because it's burning pretty good. So yeah, just a little safety thing tip right there, Larry. It is sure the bloodbath. That's why we're talking about I guess self-defense sprays. And but no, these pistols are really cool. I'm telling you, check these things out right here, guys. And this one's probably the coolest one, this little compact one. And they do make it like the pink for the girls. So if you want to get one for your wives or whatever, they also make that cool one. And there you go. So that's the whole compact launcher kit. And yeah, I mean, look how cool that thing is. That's the clip right there. You put the ammo balls in, I guess, and there's your CO2s. And yeah, this thing, I mean, you want to watch the video? I didn't watch the video. Let's watch it. I got to sign in because I guess I'm not signed in. I have to be signed in. What the heck? I don't know. I guess I'll have to sign in later. I have to be signed in. I'm on my YouTube all the time. But anyway, who cares? But there you go, guy. Oh, what? The pink one's even sold out. Look at that. Everyone had the same idea as me, I guess. So you'd have to get rose gold or any of these. But look how cool these things are. So anyway, if you didn't know what Burnett did, because I had no idea, I'm not going to lie. I just happened to click on it today because they were having their earnings and we were listening to the call. And I said, I thought they were drones, to be completely honest with you. And then I looked at it, I was like, whoa, this thing is awesome. So, yeah, there you go. If anyone's interested in Berna, little commercial for them. How about that, Berna? So they had some good news in their earnings report or whatever, their conference call. It sounded interesting anyway. And it is a really cool product there. So here's the stock chart. It is way down, but it did pop up there and looks pretty good to continue up. So there you go, Doge Mama 9. How do you like that product, Doge Mama 9? You like there's there's Joseph Levy on there. There you go. I said I mentioned you every night, Joseph Levy. Glad you could when is your surgery day, Joseph Levy? Let us know. I was gonna go look. But since you're on, you can just let us know. And what exactly are you having done? I forget if it's your neck or your back. I think it's your neck this time. But isn't that pretty cool, Doge Mama 9? You got to check them things out, huh? So yeah, burner right there. And Monday it is. Wow, I knew it. I knew it was coming up. So yeah, Joseph Levy, we'll all be thinking about you Monday. I'll mention you there, and we'll know that you're having your surgery. So yeah, best of luck. That's a serious surgery you're having. I know you've been like prepping for it for months. I know that. It's been a long time, so we'll be thinking about you for that one. That's for sure. And I know your recovery is going to be pretty long as well. I think you're going to spend like a day or two possibly in the hospital just recovering from it. And so yeah, that's a pretty big one. You had your neck surgery last March, and that was the fused one. What are you having? Is it your back this time? I know you were telling us about it, and I just forgot if it was your neck or your back. I know you got pretty jacked up in the military. That's for damn sure. And so yeah, hopefully you're all good. Oh, now you're getting your L4 and L5 fused now. Holy cow, dude, that's like crazy. That's pretty wild, dude. Yeah, you're like a you're gonna be like a robot soon. You're gonna be pretty much an AI robot. And so there you go. What do you think about these, Joseph Levy? You're a military guy. Do you think these Byrna guns are pretty cool right there? I think they're pretty dope. I'm not gonna. And I had no idea that it was shooting pepper spray. I mean that makes it even better. I thought it was just like shooting like a hard ball, and you get shot with something like that, and you're gonna be like, all right, I might want to. I just got shot. You don't even know. Like you enter someone's house and they shoot you with something like that, and it looks like a gun, and something hard hits you. You think you got shot. You're gonna try to turn around and get the hell out of there. And then if you realize you don't have a bullet hole, you're gonna be like, I don't know what the hell I got hit with, but let me get the hell out of here before I get hit again, because that's probably not a good thing. But when it shoots a pepper spray at you, you shoot somebody in the face with it. Holy cow, they're gonna be out cold and they're not gonna be moving. I mean, that thing's gonna light them up. And so yeah, that's pretty dope right there, I must say. So yeah, we gotta keep an eye on these things, and we'll keep an eye on Byrna. Might have to add that. That might become a permanent fixture right to our list now, just because I like the product so much. To be honest with you, it is really cool. I should contact them and be like, "Yo, I should promote your product. It's really cool." I'm definitely a gun person like that, and you guys know that. I don't mess around. I think that's an awesome product right there. I'm not gonna lie. I almost think everybody should probably have one of them bad boys. You don't need a permit or anything. I mean, bam, that's some good self defense. Like I said, someone comes in your house, you fire around, you fire the practice ball at their face. I'm telling you, they're getting up and they're running. But if you fire that thing with the pepper spray, they're out cold. Forget about it. You're done. You're gonna have a good time with that person, because they're gonna be able to see shit. They're gonna be done. So yeah, that would be a good time, and you ain't killing nobody right there, so you ain't got to worry about that. So that's the other good thing too. Like now you always have to worry, even though people break in your house and you blow their head off, and then you got to worry about going to jail. It's kind of bizarre, but apparently people have rights. I know in New Jersey, if they're like running the other way, you're not allowed to shoot at them. But shit, with that thing, you're definitely firing away at them. You're like, yeah, sure, I'll shoot you, and we'll have some fun with you after I knock you down with that thing, and you're not even going to be dead. So I may kill you personally with my hands, but I mean, my bullet did shoot through you, so that worked, and that's pretty good. I'm telling you, that is a damn good product right there. I've never seen that before, never heard of it, and had no idea what they do. So yeah, and like I said, I have 22s, 45s, and all them too. But like I said, if you have to pop one of them and hit somebody with it, or even like my wife, just fire that thing off and hit somebody in the face, they're done. They just aren't. They're not coming at you anymore. So just a really cool product right there. Like I said, never even had no idea what they did until I just happened to. I love that FinViz. You can just click on the website, like click on the name and it brings. So I do it often now because I don't know what any of these companies do, and some of the companies have really cool websites. Like I showed you that one day. Remember, it was like watching a movie. I forget what AI company. I forget, was it an aerospace and defense? I don't even remember what it was, but it was like watching a movie. It was crazy. So yeah, sometimes I'll just sit there and I'll just click on them. So if you guys ever want to see what these companies do or their website, just know FinViz. If you just click on it right there, it just opens it up in a new tab, brings you right to their website. So just something cool to know from FinViz. But anyway, there you go. and you have a Beretta 380, a Ruger 357 Magnum, and a Springfield sub. There you go. And yeah, they're all lethal for sure. No, I got lethal ones too, but I'm saying, like I said, in New Jersey, it's like weird. People like will rob, like they break into your house and you kill them, and like you're on trial. It's like, what am I sitting here for, wasting my time? This dude just entered my house and tried to break in. He broke into my property. Like I shouldn't even be at a trial. I should just be home, just kicked back, relaxed, and not even worrying about anything. So yeah, it's crazy. Like I said, if they like try to run and leave, you're not allowed to shoot at them in New Jersey. It's really weird. And you guys know me. Forget about that rule with me. I mean, you turn around and run, you're still getting shot. I don't really care one way or the other. So it doesn't really matter about that rule to me. But anyway, that's how it works, aka castle laws right there. And yeah, stand your ground laws are different in every state. That's for sure right there, Joseph Levy. That's I couldn't think of what it's called. Stand your ground. That's exactly, yeah, like in Florida, someone comes in your house, you blow their head off. You won't even go to trial. Like they won't even say a word to you. They'll just be like, all right, cool, good job. Congratulations, go to bed. In New Jersey, it's like you have a big deal. Now you got to lawyer up. You got to deal with all that nonsense. So yeah, you don't really, I mean, you do want to kill the person because they're entering your house. They're not supposed to be. But again, if you could shoot them in the face with pepper spray like that, and I'm telling you, you'd have a field day with that person, and you won't have to worry about the trial either. So it might work out pretty well just based off where you live. And then of course you have your lethal weapon, because if they want to return or try to do something crazy, then you just put them out completely. But anyway, just drag the body back inside your home and you're all good. I know that's the thing, Wrapped Out Travel. Even if they're like pointing towards the door, you got to make sure you like turn it all back around and make sure it looks like it's like South Park, like when the dude's like, they're coming right at us, and he like shoots out. What are they shooting? I forget what he even fires at, but they're hunting for something. They're not even looking at them. He's like, they're coming right at us. He like blows them up. What the heck are they shooting there? I forget. That's like in the original season. But anyway, that's what it's like around here. And so yeah, interesting. But anyway, enough about Berna right there. They had their earnings. They had a conference call or whatever. And we did listen to it, and like I said, I was just intrigued by the company. I had no idea what the heck they did, and I honestly don't know what any of these companies usually do. I really thought this was a drone company. I expected to see some drones when I clicked on it, and I thought like they were like consumer ones, like smaller. That's what I was thinking that I was about to look at, and I see these guns, and I'm like, whoa, this is cool. So anyway, enough of that burner right there. So BYRN. And there you go with your commercial for Burna, but definitely a cool one right there. And let's keep on cruising right through. Let's look at gold and silver real quick and see what they're up to. GLD, that's called gold. And I'm telling you, did I say that did not have a good look already? I should have known to short that down, because it still doesn't have a good look right there. And it's down in the after hours, and so is silver. I did not look like them looks right there. I didn't like anything. I told you guys that. And I was real clear I didn't like these. A bunch of them I kind of picked out pretty well. I just didn't take advantage of putting them down, to be honest with you. I don't know why, but just didn't. And so yeah, that's gold and silver. They're definitely coming down right there. And here's your nug, and that's way down. And your J nug, of course, is way down. But you know what's up is what is it? J Dust or something? JDST, right? Isn't that up? There you go. That's your bear gold miner right there. And it looks like it could get up there a little further. So you could see gold pulling back and these ones going up. So if you do want to look at something that could possibly run up the inverse of gold, that is dust and J dust. So we've looked at them before. Look at that curl up right there. I would assume, and is already running 5%, that DUST is going to try to run. That's a 2-timer right there as well. So there you go with that. And what did you say? You live in Sullivan County, the dumping grounds for the mob bank. Mob bank in the 70s and 80s. You said that. You were telling us like a bunch of bodies are like dumped off in lakes and stuff around you. We were talking about that before there. Joseph Levy, that is crazy. I don't doubt it though. That's for sure. It's exactly what they used to do. But yeah, there you go. And then your REMX not so good right there either right now, Luis Rodriguez. To let that pull back, and then we'll get that on the way up. And what do you think BMNR is doing? I mean, should we look for Tom Lee and see if he's okay? He should probably have a healthcare check and see if he's banging his head against the wall yet, because holy cow, I mean, that thing is just brutal right there, I must say. Let's see that year. Oh man, look at that thing, guys. I mean, that is pretty bad. And they're all really bad right now. I mean, there's not any of them that really look good. Even like, yeah, I mean, even like this FGNX hadn't looked bad there, but it had no choice but to go dipping. It's an Ethereum treasury, so it really didn't have a choice. And all of them are just taking a beating, guys. I mean, it's straight up beating right here. I mean, look at Strategy. They had earnings today, and it didn't go down so much in the after hours, as a matter of fact, but it had already taken it on the chin. And I guess the earnings didn't even matter because it's already down so much, just getting beat up by the old Bitcoin going down. So, I mean, look at this. What's Sayer think about this? I mean, he's about to go down to 100 and lower right there. So, Tom Lee is peeking out the blinds to see if someone's coming for him. You're not kidding. I mean, holy cow. These things are just absolutely bloodbath and just getting destroyed right now, guys. It's crazy what you're saying. But anyway, let's continue through. JTAI, check this out. This one could get set up. I know I mentioned it the other day. And MOBX right here still has that look. It ran up yesterday, a little pullback today, a little bounce around. So watch that. Data Vault right here, still down there, still not too bad. And someone asked me about Beyond Meat, and I forgot to get back to him yesterday, so I wanted to add it to the list and see what it looks like. But that's going way down at the moment. And they also asked about IBRX, and I'll hit them up with them, but that looks like it's coming down too. So neither of them look exactly great, but I can't say that anything looks really good right now. So it could just be running with the rest of the market and just be completely getting destroyed like everything else, because it is wild out there. Yeah, I posted that video of Dougie going down the slide and just sliding. That's exactly what Bitcoin in the market looked like. Look at that thing today. It actually, when I saw that video, I was like, holy cow, that's exactly what it looked like today. Like, it was like he just like goes down and hits the ice and just slides out flat and just keeps on going. And that literally was like, holy cow, that was the market. So I just posted that. It gave me a chuckle. When I saw it, I was like, what? That's what happened today. That's pretty funny right there. But there you go at IBRX. Let's see what Michael Anthony's are doing right here. ABEO, and that was down as well. And DLO right here pulled back a little bit more. That one might not be too bad. It could get set up right there. But these ones, the uranium ones, getting crushed right there. And LW even pulled back a little, but still doesn't look bad. That one could continue its way up there. And that Tiger was down even more right there. So there you go, dipping down. And if you didn't see the Tiger, Joe Exotic, the Tiger King interview, go ahead and check it out. It is on my X account. It's pinned at the top, but it's also on YouTube as well. So you guys can check that out and see that, and make sure you post that, repost it, and everything else, and let people know we got to get Joe Exotic out of there. This would be a perfect time to sign that pardon for him. People are worrying about crypto, the markets, and everything else. But I just pardoned Joe Exotic. He's going to come out with a new Tiger King. And he kept us all entertained during COVID. You might want a little entertainment now while the crypto's dipping down and the market looks like crap. So here you go. Have Joe Exotic back. And it might be a good idea there, Trump. So there you go. A little advice for Trump for you. So, yeah. Sign that guy's pardon already. It's freaking crazy. He's been in prison for a year. They give sex offenders like 6 years in prison, and they're destroying families and children and animals and God knows what else they're doing in life. And This guy's in jail for 8 years already. He's got a 22-year bid. That's pretty wild, guys. Could you imagine? That's crazy. 22 years. That's some wild shit right there. Anyway, so yeah, free that poor guy. Joe Exotic, he needs to get out of there. And let's look at our Jolie's jams. We're thinking about Asian Jolie as well. And our rhythm went down, and guess what? MSOS was pulling back like the rest of it. I said cannabis stocks could look good. Well, they didn't look so good today, so that's why I didn't mention them. But there they were pulling back as well. When's that canopy growth earnings? Tomorrow? Yeah. Canopy growth is tomorrow. That's a big cannabis one right there. So we'll keep an eye on them, guys. Let's see. Blink right here. We might want to blink. Just shut your eyes and go to sleep right now. So there you go. That's about what you want to do when you're looking at this market. BLNK dipping down right there. Sezzle's coming back down as well. And Sterling was up today. It took a big dip yesterday to the 20. I was actually expecting it to come down to the 50, but somehow it kept itself up in this bloodbath. So maybe that runs tomorrow. Maybe we watch Sterling, STRL. That could be an opportunity. Who knows? But Rivian coming down. I think Rivian's going to get set up. I was saying that the other day, but I think it'll bounce off these trend lines next week. So definitely keep Rivian in your on your watch list. And Symbotic was up a little bit, and they had earnings yesterday. It did well, and then it kind of jumped around there today. So there you go. And yeah, Joe Exotic, he's not eligible for parole until like 2030. He's not even getting out until like forever, guys. It's crazy. Like I said, they gave him 22 years, and he already did 8. I mean, that's crazy. And yeah, you got to remember, he was in prison, I think, for already 2 years, I guess, when that show came out, when the whole Tiger King and when COVID and everything. Yeah, that would make sense. When was that? In 2020, I guess? I don't even remember. How long ago was COVID? This seems like it was like pretty long ago. I remember after it happened, it was like you based everything off of like, oh yeah, we were shut down. Now I don't remember what year we were even shut down, to be completely honest with you. It's kind of weird, but my brain doesn't remember it. And obviously I got smacked in the head after COVID, so I don't know. But yeah, was it like 2020? I don't even know. 2019 to 2021. Thank you, Joseph Levy. So yeah, it was 2020. So yeah, it was. How could I not know that? I had a kid, Dougie. Dougie was born during COVID, and we were definitely on lockdown. And I tell you guys the story of yeah, he was born July 30th in 2020. So yeah, definitely right then and dead smack in the middle of it. And I tell you guys, it was yeah, I definitely remember what it was. And yeah, so and yeah. I told you guys the story. They my wife had to go get the test. I telling them the COVID story of she's like looking at me like, what are you talking about? Yeah, I told you guys a story. We had to go get the COVID test when we had a kid, and when Dougie was being born, before he was born, to go to the hospital. And they went, and I drove my wife there to get tested, and they didn't even test me, and I still went to the same hospital room. It was really bizarre, everybody. So anyway, that was that COVID story. So yeah, I do know it was 2020. It makes a lot of sense. But here we go. Let's keep on cruising through. You have a good night there, Joseph Levy, and we'll be thinking about you there Monday. I know you gotta go get prepped up and get like over there the night before and everything. Like that's a major procedure you're having. So we'll talk to you soon. Keep me in the loop, and I'll talk to you real soon there, Joseph Levy. So you enjoy your night. And what did Palantir do? It did. Holy cow, that got smoked today too. Oh, I didn't even look at Palantir. It was getting smoked yesterday. Let's go through our laptop travel list right here. ACCL right here. Let's see that actually doesn't look too bad there. Laptop travel. So we'll have to look at this. AIM. It was aiming higher today. I know that. I did see this, but it does have that weird look right there. We'll see. That one could try to run up some more. Keep an eye on that. I did see that AROC right here. Arch Rock, didn't see that, but that was running up. There you go. NATXG, Adintax. We've seen this one before. And where's your refund? And so yeah, there you are with ATXG. That one's not too bad either. And let's see what Klein is doing. Clean Energy Fuels. Oh, wasn't this the one that we talked about last night? Didn't I say that was looking good? And there you go. So that one was running right there today. And STNG to Scorpio. Tankers. What's this? Oil and gas right there. That's not too bad. It doesn't look perfect. That came down the after hours. I was gonna say it didn't look perfect, but it didn't look too bad. That top right there, top financial, and this is top ship right here is an oil and gas one. They used to be a marine shipping one, and that was even pulling back right there. TRSG. Tungray Technologies, that's always a weird chart. I don't know. It just like bounces around. Here's True Golf right here, TRUG. We haven't watched that one in a while. That was jumping up there today. I did see that actually bumping up on my watch list. For some reason, it's still on there. And I'm not sure what WXMM is unless I wrote it down wrong. I'm not even sure. Laptop travel. But anyway, well, let me see. WXMM, I'm not sure. I might have written it down wrong. But there you go with your laptop travel list and some good ones right there. And let's see what our Mag 7 and all them guys, they're all down. Here's your SPY. It was down pretty big, down in the after hours. Qs are down in the market and down in the after hours. And yeah, I told you I played it today. And I did. I played it from I played it up here, but I didn't take it until like right there. I didn't catch the very top. I just didn't play it right, to be honest with you. So I had like half of it right there. It came down, sold it down there. So it was still a good little play, but not perfect. Let's put it that way. Red, I think, caught it at the very top. He nailed that thing. That was for sure. I was saying, I was looking at it, like, I think that thing's coming down. He nailed it. I was just too late to it. That was all. And Huntington Ingalls, wow, that did come down like a knife right there. Look at that bad boy. And let's see what the rest of these guys are doing. IWM, like I said, that was pulling back. Apple actually doesn't look too bad. Look at it up in the after hour. This could jump again, guys. So Apple looking like it's the only strong one. Amazon got slaughtered in the earnings after hours right there. I think they missed or something. You don't see Amazon miss very often, guys. So that's not a good sign. Google was down today, down the after hours as well. That came down in its earnings yesterday. And Meta right here is kind of pulling back. It says it's bouncing off that 50-20. We'll have to look at it tomorrow. And Microsoft was down pretty big again. Look at that. That could come down some more right there. That might be another one, MSFT, to take down tomorrow. So that looks like it's going to dip down a little bit more. Let's see what else is going on here with NVIDIA. And that was actually down as well today, but not as bad as the rest of them. So we'll see what's up with that one. And then Tesla, I wasn't even looking at Tesla today, and that pulled back. So there you go. And that's what your Mag 7's doing. Let's see what AMC and GameStop are up to right here. AMC was trying to set up. It almost looks like a little healthy pullback right there. Not too bad. And GameStop looks like it is pull. It looked really healthy early, and then it came down. But I'm telling you, that thing looked really good. But then it did pull back, and we'll have to see how it looks tomorrow morning for good old GME right there. But it was looking pretty good. I don't yeah, it does look like it's going to pull back. The whole market came down. So, I mean, it wasn't, I don't know. That one might have had a chance to try to run, perhaps. Chewy down there still. And good old Unity getting smoked. So, look at them two down there. And Netflix, that had a pretty decent look today, trying to curl up. Look at this thing. I mean, will it get out of the basement? I don't think it will. Not in this market anyway, but it didn't look too bad. Let's put it that way. So, Netflix is way down there. Just watch for the opportunity. And like I said, AVGO says it's up, but that looks like it's going to pull back. MU is actually up a little bit right here, and we were watching it. It did run up, it pulled back, and then tried to end up right there. So that was an interesting one. And that one we have to watch. And I think that might be a fake outlook too. I think that comes down tomorrow there, Sam. So let's watch MU for tomorrow to see if that's coming down some more. And I guess it'll depend how the Qs and everything look first thing in the morning. But I'm assuming they're going to be looking red after this after hours and everything else. I can't imagine them looking pretty. That's for sure. So there you are with that. So MU, I think, might be another one that you look at to come back down tomorrow. But we'll check that out, Sam, in the morning and see what that does. And TSM, how was that going up right there? And again, I think that could be a little fake out. Look at it in the after hours, guys. I didn't even look at it yet, but I just noticed it. And yeah, that's a fake out too. That's going down more too. So I think all of these are probably going to be going down some more. SMCI was dipping back a little bit after it ran up some yesterday. And then AMD right here came down some more. So there isn't a whole lot looking good, guys. QCOM got destroyed yesterday on the earnings, and it was pulling back there. And snow is definitely coming down right here. And that one might still come down some more. PayPal, we've talked about it, and look at it, just constantly coming back right there. So we'll be watching that one. And there's Intel right there. That one actually doesn't look bad, but could still pull back with the market. We'll keep an eye on Intel. I'll have to jot that down. INTC. I mean, there's not a whole lot. I don't even think I need to do a night note, to be honest, because I don't even know what I'd write. Everything's down. I can just write everything's down, and I have to look at this thing tomorrow, and then we'll reevaluate it. I'm not even kidding, because I just don't like. I don't think there's anything that really grabbed my attention that I actually liked, except for maybe a couple that are coming back down tomorrow, which is like everything. Dell, even, like, I thought that was looking good, and that got crushed today. I was watching that. IBM up a little. I don't know. Even that looks like it's going to come down. That could be a little fake out. We did mention Palantir earlier, and that got destroyed right there and came down some more. And then your Sophie was down even more, and that could pull back. So we know one thing, though, guys. We do know, and this is the beautiful thing about the market. When they get in the top like this, they usually come back down. Now, these things continue to run up. Now, it's not just Sophie. Other ones did it, too. But when they get back into the basement, guys, they have to curl up, and there's only one way to go, and that shall be to go up. So when we catch the bottoms of these, it's going to be a beautiful thing. And it is going to be a great opportunity. So that's what we're going to be watching for, obviously, but also trying to play these opportunities down as usual. And there's Mara and Riot. And we should have known that these were coming down more, and probably coming down even more than this. CleanSpark got whacked today. And there you go. And that could be coming down some more. So, yeah, I would say this market is getting destroyed right here. Not too much looks good. We talked about strategy. That was down. It didn't really come down much in the earnings because it didn't matter at that point. And Robinhood right there, that's getting killed. Coinbase is getting killed. Look at that thing. Holy cow. Wasn't I just saying yesterday, I don't understand how Kathy Wood buys these things? I said that to Ben, and I didn't even know she had called Tesla early. So I guess that's what she's known for and made her money on. I think every other trade she's ever done has been terrible. So she got lucky with Tesla, and but I don't know what the heck she's looking at. Like, she didn't know that thing was going to dip down more. I mean, you could look at it yesterday. I told you it was coming down. That's gone down over 20% since she just bought it the other day. I don't understand. I don't get that, guys. Like, if you're buying with that kind of size and money, aren't you waiting for the bottom? Like, doesn't that make sense? Anyway, that's just my take on it. And what do I know? Bull right here. Here's Webull, and that's pull. That's just wow, that did not turn out well now so far. And space right here isn't going up in the space. It's coming back down. And even Boeing right here. Yeah, you know what, Boeing? I thought Boeing was going to try to drop down today, and I'll show you why. It was dipping down there early. I didn't realize it popped back up in the afternoon, to be completely honest with you. I didn't see it, but I'd have to look at it tomorrow. That could be a decent one right there. Doug's night note. Good luck and good night. There you go. That's pretty much my night note right there. Some shit's happening, guys. Good night, good luck, and I'll see you guys in the morning. How about that? That'll be the night note right there. Thank you, Laptop Travel, for writing that for me, and I'll just copy and paste it right there. And yeah, I'm telling you, I just do not like any. I told you guys yesterday I didn't like anything. I should have known that the whole market was coming down. I didn't even time the cues right. I should have timed them better. Maybe tomorrow we'll time them out a little bit better, I would say. I timed them out right. I'm just too damn slow. I should have already had it set up. That's what I always have to do. I have to already have it all set up already. And I was already telling you guys last night how long it takes me. So, yeah, I have to have that all set up. Actually, I got to set that StreamYard, or the StreamYard. The heck is this thing called? The Stream Deck. I'm working on this weekend. I forgot about this thing. Let me put it right here so I remember. Yeah, let me put my Stream Deck there. There we go. Because if I could do the cues with that thing, I bet I'd murder them, guys, because I could see when it happens, and then it just takes me way too long to do it. I've done it when I do well with them. I already have it in my phone ready, and I just have to click already market price, and boom, I just hit the thing and it buys them, and then I have to get it all set up to sell them. And that's usually when I can do well, but it was moving and I was just too late on it, to be honest with you. And it moved faster than I could move, and that's what happened to me. And oh well, what are you gonna do? So yeah, I wasn't. I didn't catch it at the right time. Let's put it that way. I saw it at the right time. I just didn't input it at the right time. Anyway, I'll do better tomorrow. I'll tell you that because I'll be all prepared for that one. Anyway, that's that, and that's Boeing, and we'll have to see what it's going to do tomorrow. And DJT right here, what I said last night, it looked like it was going to pull back. We should have known. And the market's pulling back. You know that's pulling back. Nike's coming down right there. Lulu, that looked good yesterday until today. And then it came back down. I was looking at that. And look at this. McDonald's even down, but not that bad, guys. McDonald's could jump up tomorrow. Let's keep an eye on this. We love McDonald's, not love the food, but McDonald's loves to run when the markets are red. And look at it. It even spiked up there today. Like I saw it in the morning. Look, it pulled back and ran up and then came back down. That would have been a nice little play right there. 323 up to about 328 right there. So that wouldn't have been a bad little scalp right there. So there you are with that. Wasn't Trump just talking or something? I don't even know. I forgot that the White House was on the X. I noticed it earlier and I didn't even click on it. I never even looked at it to see what he was even talking about. It could have been like nothing, to be honest, which I have no idea, but I don't think they're still on. Anyway, that's that. And so yeah. Let's look and see let's finish our list right here. Disney right here was down. And I mean, doesn't look that bad, Luis Rodriguez, but it was down with the market today, that's for sure. And then your Oxy was down today. I thought that wanted to run today, so it definitely tricked me for sure because that looked like it wanted to run. And ExxonMobil and these guys, they didn't keep that momentum. And then your DXYZ, that SpaceX one, pulling back as well. So not a whole lot of bright things happening right there today. How about that light? That was up. I said bright, and I remembered this one was wrong. I was like, man, that light is cruising. And maybe we keep an eye on that bright light right there, guys. So that was running today. I did see that one. As a matter of fact, so there you go. And that's what the market looks like. And where's our crypto Bitcoin? 65. Wow, look at that thing just getting slaughtered down there, guys. I mean, it was down at 59, so I guess 65 is a bounce, but and maybe that is the bottom, but who the heck knows? It could definitely come down some more. I'm not gonna lie. It's in the basement for sure. It's in the dungeon. And it could still come down. And now it's going to have to curl back up. So now you got to get this whole curl going. It just isn't immediately popping. I can tell you that. So it might jump up a little bit, but it's not going to pop like it needs to. That's for damn sure. So anyway, that's that. Let's go ahead and roll through our messages and see what's going on. And yeah, Bitcoin did touch 59K, so it was crazy right there. And BITX, what is that one? Is that the I'm sure it's a Bitcoin something, BITX, 2-time Bitcoin strategy way down here in the basement. I honestly, Luis Rodriguez, I think it might come down even lower. And that's why I looking at everything at Bitcoin, I think it could come a little bit lower right there. So we'll keep an eye on that BITX, that's for sure. And it probably will be a great one, a great opportunity when we're ready to bounce back up because it should be relatively cheap right here. And then we can get a nice run up. But I don't know if it's exactly ready just yet, but if Bitcoin had a VIX, it'd be pushing 100. Yeah, I think it would be pushing 1,000 right now, Luis Rodriguez. Not 100. I think it would be pushing 1,000. And you had light on there too. Look at that. LIT. I did see that thing today running up. I was amazed. I was like, holy cow, look at that. That's like a bright light. CLS, that's Celestica, not too bad. That could get running there tomorrow. What the heck do they do? Electronic components. It seems like they like to run. ARM was looking pretty strong. And Marvell right here, like I said, I hadn't really looked at it today. It is trying to set up, I will say that. And SBIT right here, that shorts the Bitcoin. That was running today pretty well, that's for sure. It's up in the top now, so that's why I'm saying they might have a little more room right there. Look at this guy right here, semiconductor equipment, KLIC. That was running. I didn't even see that thing. And but that was rolling. Your Bread Financials, what are they up to tonight? How is this thing still running up? Guys, that one might continue to run up there tomorrow. Somehow, some way it will. And ZSL right here was definitely up right there. And that's a short silver. And there you go. And it does look pretty good. It's up on the 20 now. You might want to look at ZSL tomorrow. So, yeah, I think short in the market. And Hershey's was up. That's Hershey syrup or Hershey's company. That was definitely up. and that was jumping up. It was pretty high up there. Not its all-time highs, obviously. That was back then, but it's making its way up. Hershey looks pretty good right there for whatever they have going on. I have no idea, but HSY looking pretty good. And Roblox did run up in the after hours a little bit on its earnings right there. So there you go. It did pull back slightly, though, and it did have a nice little run up initially. Reddit was the other one, and here you go. Reddit had pulled back, ran up and then pulled back pretty good and then started to run back up. That could be a decent one there tomorrow for RDDT. So you can keep an eye on that one too for good old Reddit. But again, I'm still not convinced that anything really looks that good. I'll tell you that, Cadence, that's for sure. And let's see, in the ashes of bitter tragedy lie the seeds of astonishing rebirth. The Phoenix, well, I don't even know what you were talking about right there. But yep, the market will rise too. I agree with that, if that's what you're saying. And WXM right here. Let's see, what is that one? WF International. Well, that looks pretty good right there. What is that? Industrial distribution in China. That looks pretty good right there. Laptop travel, WXM. I'll jot that down. And road. Let's see what road this one's on right here. Let's see, a road right there. Wow, look at that construction one in engineering in the U.S. That's running up. Do these things look good or something? I don't know. Well, we have to look at this real quick. Let's see. ACA was up, and that one's way down. That's looking pretty good. That one's going to run right there. BBCP. That's that blink charging right there. Look at that. I was going to say that's going to get set up, and look at it. It is going to get set up. That's trying to run ECG. Some of these are looking pretty good. So check this sector out right here. What is it again? I forget what the heck we're even looking at. Engineering and construction. That's what it is. So yeah, there you go. Not too bad right there, I must say. And that is road. And what was that one? We looked at this one the other day. I just remember because the name of it was Team. And that team is down right now. So there you go with that. And let's see what else is going on. ABT, isn't that Abbott Laboratories or Abbott something? Abbott something. I don't know. I think it's Abbott. Yeah. Abbott Laboratories is a medical device. Now that looks pretty decent right there. I must say. I think we got to add that to the watch list. That's for sure. That is I like that setup too there, Luis Rodriguez. I must say ABT looking real good. Let me see. Oh yeah, that's getting set up right there. I like that look. That's a good look going into tomorrow, even next week, probably. So there you go. And Caden said we were talking about that 15%. Yeah, and that's gonna, like I said, that the Q's probably already did 50. That's probably close. I bet it already did it. And so yeah, you're coming down. That's what you're seeing. That's a 15-20% correction real quick on the indices. And other stocks still take it on the chin and go down like 40%, some of them. So it's crazy what you're seeing right now. And things were run up, but I don't know. It's just a wild market for whatever reason. I don't get it, but you don't always have to understand what everything's doing. You just have to know things are weird sometimes, and then that means put up your red flag and be careful. And that's what I was saying to you guys. So you can see why. I mean, that was probably a good time to put up a red flag right there. That's for sure. It's pretty red. And that UUU is down. Michael Anthony, your favorite universal safety products and our smoke detectors. They are dipping today, so they're chirping off and going down right now. And Microsoft, that is a lot of carnage right there. And I think that can go a little lower right there. So I would say that's not looking great. Let's see. Excuse me. BULZ right here. Oh, that Fang 3-time. Whoa, that's dipping down pretty good too. What are we putting that one down or just waiting for it to get running? I don't remember. But laptop BULZ gravitating towards last April's buy zone, huh? Let's see. Last April. Oh, yeah. Look at that bad boy. That's way down there. So, yeah, let's see if it gets back down there, guys. Probably back down there. So, yeah, I mean, this market is dipping pretty hard. We'll see how it looks tomorrow. That's for sure. TIGR, even Michael Anthony's picks are vulnerable. I know. I can't even imagine. Michael Anthony's picks are going down. That means the whole market and it's going to go down when that starts happening. Communications and networking, beverages and food and tobacco, healthcare, construction were the best sectors were today. And How do I do that? Hold on. Just not that. Yeah, there you go. There's that 1 week performance. So there you go. Consumer defense was looking good for the 1 week. Your 1 day. Um, Nothing was really that great. I mean, consumer defense, some utility, and most of them were down. And then your 1 week. So this is how you look at this, and that's your bar chart. I didn't even know they had all these different things right here. What the heck is all this stuff? We gotta look. I won't like any of that. I like a bar chart. That's all I need. There's a spectrum. Don't want that. That chart kind of helps a little bit. There's a map of it all. Look at that. That's pretty cool. 1 day performance map right there. Look at that, guys. We'll have to keep an eye on this. That's pretty interesting. What did I hit? I forget what I even did. What I hit? Groups right there? Yeah, groups. What's maps? That's that. Groups. Okay. I don't have my portfolio on there. Insider information, futures and Forex. They do have Forex. We can always do that too. And there you go. And there's our calendar. What's going on tomorrow? Anything interesting? Used car prices, everybody. We're all going to need a used car, and no one's going to be getting a new one with these prices right now. Holy cow. Oh, market's about to get ridiculous here. So anyway, let's see what else is going on. The 5 standout stocks you saw from the best sectors were ANET. Let's see what these are right here. Laptop travel, ANET. That one could try to reverse. I'd have to look at that tomorrow. CSCO is that Cisco Systems. Now, that doesn't look too bad right there. You do have that resistance right above it, so you got to be careful, especially tomorrow. Motorola, that looks pretty good right there, I must say. MSI, that might look pretty good. And Coca-Cola right here looking pretty good. And your Pepsi was up a little bit more. I saw that today, so there you go. Cruising right along right there. ARM did beat the earnings, so that is why it was looking pretty strong. And we had our buddy Joseph Levy on, and we were going to be thinking about him Monday as his big surgery on Monday. So we'll think about him, and hopefully he's all good and that all goes nice and smooth. BULZ, hopefully it is more than an 8-second ride, you said. And let's see what else is going on. And latest typhoon is just past. Laptop travel woke you up at 3:41 a.m. because of the storm. Geez, you guys you had a typhoon earlier too, didn't you? So it's 3:41 at where you are, laptop travel right now. Well, a little later now, obviously. So it's probably like 4 something in the morning. But that is interesting right there. So laptop travel, and yeah, we were talking about Burna for a little while there. And like I said, I had no idea what they even sold, but they sell really cool non-lethal gun and pepper spray and stuff. But anyway, and they shoot these pepper spray balls out. I mean, it's really dope. And anyway, there you go. And you have something similar to like this. And the pellets release pepper spray. Yeah, that's really cool. I mean, that's amazing, Larry. Do you like that, Larry? I thought that was awesome. Let's all talk about Burna. I think that company's pretty cool. We might have to invest in them, huh? We did catch it today at the bottom. Like I said, we were in the Discord, we had this bad boy. We were watching it, and it came down and dipped right here, and it was a perfect dip opportunity. And now it's up, so up on them. But nothing too crazy right there. I didn't get wild, so that was Burna right there. And let's see what else is going on over here. Everyone's saying best of luck to Joseph Levy, and we were talking about bear spray. I was telling you guys about wasp or bee spray is a very good safety feature to have in your closet at home. If someone comes in and you don't have anything else and you don't get to your safe, I'm telling you, spray them right with that stuff. It shoots like 30 feet and it get them in their eyes, and they'll try to get out that front door again real quick. I'll tell you that. So just the little stupid things you got to keep in mind. And yeah, you gotta know how to protect yourself even when you don't even have a gun or anything on you. Stupid bee spray. I'll tell you a good one, and I just noticed because again, I used to walk around Camden, New Jersey, one of the most dangerous cities in the country. When I was walking around, it was literally rated the most dangerous city in the country. It was crazy. It's gotten a little bit better, but I'll tell you what, you need to protect yourself, and you're out on the street and like dudes come up to you and they'll jump you or whatever. You know what you do? They don't really have them so much anymore, but you'll know what I'm talking about. Remember the old antennas on cars that would pull up? You snap one of them things off, guys, and you start whipping somebody with that. Holy cow. You know, if you whip it, you can hear it. It's like it makes that sound. And when you hit somebody with it, it hurts. And yeah, I had to use one of them one time, to be honest with you. And people don't mess with you after that. They think you're crazy. You do things like that, they know you're crazy. They'll take the easier target. But I didn't end up having to hit anyone with it. But these dudes were coming up, and I just didn't feel comfortable, and I just snapped the thing right off the car and just looked at them with it, and they just looked at me, and I was just like, I was just like nodded the dude down. I was like, "Yeah, I don't know what's going on, but I'm just letting you know I'm paying attention." And they're like, "Nah, you're good, bro. You're good." I'm like, "All right, I'm just making sure." And I just kept on my merry way, but I wasn't probably good. I think they were coming up. And again, I tell you, I was in all kinds of crazy situations. I never had anything crazy happen to me. Well, not bad where I actually got hurt, but things like that would happen often. I mean, people would try to come up to you, they try to rob you, like crazy stuff would happen while you're out there walking in these streets. So you always had to know, you had to know stupid things like that that would just protect you and save your life like in a heartbeat right there. So yeah, you just rip someone, and you feel bad for whatever car it was. But again, I'm going home, and they just lost their antenna. But you just snapped one of them on. They don't really put them on cars anymore, so you can't really do it. But they used to be really good protection when you were in the street like that and needed something really quick. You just snap one of them off, and you had a weapon real fast. So, and granted, they got a gun or a knife, you're probably not in a good situation anyway, but at least you have something. And then them things like extend out too. So if you had one of them long ones, you had a little distance on yourself. And again, they're not trying to mess with someone crazy. So yeah, that's what you do. You got to think of like that. But yeah, the bee spray, another thing. Again, just dumb things that can definitely save your life when you need it. And again, I was trained to think that way because of the situations I was always put in, just doing the work that I had done in the spots that I was working in. It was dangerous. And so you had to know how to protect yourself at all times. That's why you always hear me talk about these things, because it was like rolled into my brain for my entire life. Like that's what I did, literally from the time when I was 9 years old. I used to go and be a lookout for my dad. We'd do vacant houses, and they were dangerous. So I would go and stay at the first floor when he'd go upstairs, so that nobody, and if anybody ever come in, he'd obviously come right down. But and I tell you, when I was 11, 12 years old, I started typing home inspections. It was like 1992. I was 12 years old. I started writing and typing home inspections at 12, and I walked around and did them my entire life. So that's how I grew up, like literally my entire life doing them things. And I was always out on them streets and walking around. So you have to imagine it was. Like I tell you, it's a numbers game. You're put out there that much, something's going to happen to you. You're only out there once or twice. You'll get lucky, but you're out there every single day. Something you're bound to run into something. Trust me, you're going to see some crazy stuff all the time, and you got to be prepared for it, but you also got to be prepared to protect yourself and all. That's why I think that burner gun's so cool. I mean, I could imagine if I was still doing them things, I would have definitely had one of them, or I'd probably have my carrying permit by now for sure. If I was still doing inspections and stuff, I would definitely have my carrying permit. I was already looking into getting it, but yeah, that would have been not even a question, like because the situation, like again, I had to get driven around by the police. I mean, that just shows you they had to give you a police escort to go to the houses and stuff. And still, the people there don't care about anything. They'll shoot at them. It's wild. So anyway, anyone lives in a real dangerous area like that, you know what I'm talking about. They don't care about the cop. They don't care about anything. It's like each block runs itself. It's crazy stuff. You got to know how to work your way around there, or you'll get killed. Anyway, Kelly B. I don't even know what this is. It was running yesterday, or like wasn't it yesterday? It says it was running today. Maybe it was in the after hours or something. It was wrong. I have no idea. What is that thing? Kelly B. Somebody mentioned that yesterday. I remember. I looked at it. Maybe it was in the Discord. Somebody mentioned it. I totally forget. Somebody mentioned that thing. I don't remember. And yeah, it's I have no idea what that thing even is. There's a Kelly A. It thought Kelly B did not come up here, but Kelly A does. And I don't even know what that one does. So yeah, I have no idea. It's a staffing and employment thing. I'm not sure exactly what's going on. I have no idea, Luis Rodriguez, what that is up to. And yeah, Joseph Levy is like completely fused together. That dude. He's got 4 titanium cages, 10 screws, two rods. He's like a metal man, that's for sure. And he's got to have more done. It's crazy, I'm telling you. It's wild what happened to him. So yeah, hopefully he's all good after this surgery. And Tesla's at 388 in the what did I just type in? TSLA right here. Tesla 388. Whoa, look at that thing. That is way down right there. Not looking so good. And let me see what else is going on. We were talking about people coming into your house and you shooting them. And like I said, it's stand your ground laws. And in New Jersey, like if the person like literally turns around to try to run away, like you can't shoot them or something. I don't understand. They're in my house. They're getting shot anyway. I don't care where you turn. Doesn't matter to me. But we were talking about that. But yeah, we were saying castle laws and AKA known as castle laws, meaning your own house is your castle. Yeah, exactly. So that's the crazy thing we were talking about, different stand your ground laws. And again, it all stemmed from Berna. And if you're not familiar with Berna, guys, here you go. I'll just put it up here. We were talking about this company. They had a conference call. They had their earnings today. We were playing it today. I didn't know what they did. And they make these really cool guns, but they're non-lethal. They're like designed to stop, not kill. And they shoot out these balls that have pepper spray in it. So it's pretty wild. I mean, I had no idea. I was trying to figure out earlier. I didn't look when I was looking at it. I didn't really look at the what the ammo was. I was just looking at the other stuff. But yeah, these things have like pepper spray in them, and that'll like really do a job on you. And these are training ammo, so you can just continue to shoot these. These are just like, I'll tell you, you shoot somebody with that thing, and I bet you they'd get up and run real fast. Like I said, they're gonna think they got shot with something like a gun. They're not gonna stick around to see if you're gonna shoot them again. That's for damn sure. So yeah, that thing's dope. I'm telling you, they are really cool. And we were talking about that, so that's what that was all about, and all the gun talk and all that. We were talking about guns and pistols and Berettas 92S and all that good stuff. So there you are with that. And let's see. We used to take them out for a ride, camping trip in the mountain lands, and 3 go in and 2 come out. That's exactly what they used to do back in the day there. Laptop travel. It's crazy. The old Jimmy Hoffa reference for sure. I'm telling you, I listened to I mean, like, I put it on in the background while I'm doing work. I'm telling you, I like the dude Ian Bick. I tell you, I talked to him on Facebook. He's a really cool dude. He had like the top 10 Spotify shows this year. His show Locked In was in the top 10 Spotify shows. This show's huge. It's a huge show. And I told you, he went to federal prison he had a nightclub, and then he ended up getting into some fraud charges and stuff, and they sent him to federal prison. So he does this whole entire show about like prison. That's what he does. He talks about his story and all that, and then he has all these people on and interviews them. But he has all these mob guys on, and it's so fascinating. There's this one guy, Anthony, from like the Springfield area in Connecticut. That dude was like, sounds like an animal. He sounds like crazy dude, but his stories are great. He talks about like becoming a made man and all that stuff. It's pretty wild, guy. You got to hear this stuff. He just openly talks about killing people. He's like, yeah, we just went in there, put 9 bullets in him, killed him. It's like, what? Like, they just all talk about it. It's crazy. I know Sammy the Bull talks about a lot of it and stuff like that, and all these guys. Joey Merlino, he has a show, a podcast. He's a Philly guy, and so yeah, all these dudes, they all talk about all their mob stuff. Joey Merlino is no joke, though. I'll tell you that. He lived an interesting life, that's for sure. I know that dude Anthony doesn't like him because I've heard him talk bad about him. But yeah, I follow all this stuff. I not follow it, but I've heard it. And again, I listen to the Duty and Bick show sometimes. It's a really fascinating show, like these prison stories, and maybe that's why I'm fascinated with the whole Joe Exotic stories in prison as well. But yeah, I was fascinated by that when I saw all the evidence they had, and he was still in prison. So yeah, I guess that's what fascinates me. These things are fascinating to me, I would say. And they lock me in, I'm sure. And I'm like, holy cow, this is like crazy stuff that goes on. I just can't wrap my head around it sometimes. But hey, that's what goes down, and that's what happens. Anyway, so yeah, you can check them out. You guys we're talking about guns and mafia stuff and all that, and you guys can check out that dude Ian Bick. He's a good dude. Like I said, he's the dude that told me the new lights that I have now that's like way better in my studio. I asked, I was like, yeah, what lighting do you use? And he told me. He's like, yeah, I use this lighting right here. They work really well. I was like, perfect. Thanks, dude. I ordered them and they work perfect. I was like, that was awesome. Thank you. So anyway, he's a good dude. I talk to him often, so you could check him out in his show. It's called Locked In, Ian Bick. You might have seen his it on social media. Like I said, he was like in the top 10 Spotify shows this past year, so it's a pretty big show. If you're doing something like that, it's pretty big. So anyway, there you go. And Joseph Levy said, Google that lake right there, Swan Lake and White Lake, and they're all 10 minutes from his house, and they used to hide all these bodies in them lakes. He was telling us about. It's kind of crazy. They would dredge them lakes or empty them, and they'd find like all kinds of bodies and stuff, cars and stuff in there. Pretty wild stuff. And Laptop Travel, you like this Remix right here at this spot? I mean, it is coming down to that trend line. I don't know. I think things are coming down pretty good. I don't know. We'll have to see tomorrow. That's already touching it right there in the after hours. So we'll absolutely look in the morning and see what's going to happen there. And let's see what else is going on with our market right here. There was a restaurant in Rock Hill owned by the mob. It was called the Dodge Inn, the Doge Inn or something. The name came from their saying of dodge in and dodge out when their wives came looking for them. Wow, that's pretty wild, right? There was a secret back door. I believe it. And yeah, crazy stuff goes on with them guys, that's for sure. And let's see what else is going on. So yeah, Joseph Levy, you keep us updated on that. We were looking at Palantir, big old dip right there, and all this other stuff. Let's see. Let me see. In March 2020, the WHO officially, so it was March in 2020, declared the COVID outbreak a pandemic, and then in May 2023, the WHO declared at the end of the public health. And there you go. You had to refund $55,000 in client tickets on April 5th. Holy cow, that's crazy. Is that because they couldn't fly anywhere, Laptop Travel, after that March? That's wild right there. Holy cow. And that's why Joseph Levy said, where's my refund? I didn't know what he was talking about. I didn't see that thing. That's a lot of money at the refund right there, Laptop Travel. And Huntington Ignal's way down right there. And Laptop Travel, he wrote my night note right there. It says, good luck and good night, everybody. And we'll see you in the morning. That's for sure. So that's about all I have for my night note. I'm not going to lie. I really don't have anything. It's crazy. And odd that a president would put his own name in the URL address. What about the next president? I'm not even sure what you're talking about. He put his name in the White House address. I'm not even sure what you're talking about there, Laptop Travel. What are you talking about there? I'm not even sure. What did you even mention in there? ARCO, you mentioned this restaurant one yesterday. I forgot to look at it today. The market was all over the place. It spiked up a little bit, then came down. Arco, McDonald's licensee in Latin America. Oh, that's what you were saying yesterday. I totally missed what you were even saying. So that's interesting that they're a McDonald's licensee in Latin America. How are you, Deleted? I do not personally know Joe Exotic at all. I have never met him. Personally, I've only talked to him a bunch of times, and we message back and forth. But yeah, I only know him, honestly. This is how I got into the Joe Exotic thing. He actually reached out to me, as a matter of fact, and asked if he could come on the show. And I had just seen and that was actually before I had seen, I think, his the Dallas Cowboys attorney. So the first time I talked to him, I don't think the Dallas Cowboys attorney had come out with that info. I forget. Maybe he just did, but I know he contacted me and asked me if he could do the show, if he could come on. And I was like, oh yeah, that would be awesome. So yeah, like out of nowhere, he just kind of started following me and then contacted me and sent me a DM, asked if he could do the show. And I thought I was like, definitely. So yeah, and I started talking to him, and then all of a sudden I seen the I don't know, maybe that's when I started to do the research and started to like look into stuff more, obviously. And maybe that's when I actually saw the Dallas Cowboys Jerry Jones's personal attorney. I'm trying to Levi something his name is. Levi was sitting there doing a press conference with all this stack of like evidence, and I seen him rattling that all off, and I'm like, what the heck is going on? Like, how's this guy in jail? And so yeah, I don't know exactly the chronological order, But I know Joe Exotic first reached out to me and asked if he could come on the show. And that was back, I think, at that same time. That's when I just done that big show with Zach Morris. So I think Joe had followed Zach, and that's how it all happened, to be completely honest with you. I don't think he just found me out of nowhere. I think that happened because of Zach. And then Joe asked if he could come and do the show. And then I started talking to Joe all the time. And yeah, now we just talk, and I try to help him out. Like I said, I just don't understand how the guy's still in prison, to be honest. Besides the fact that he didn't get a pardon, but I mean, the fact that they have all that evidence, it's kind of crazy. And you would think they would have to like file for like a mistrial. They threw out his appeal and everything. It's crazy. It's wild. And he was just talked about it in the last interview why he can't have an appeal or anything, why they threw it out, because when he had a public defender that they gave him, they didn't fill out the paperwork right or file it right, the motions right, so then he couldn't have an appeal. He got screwed like every which way. It was crazy. So anyway, that's what happened, deleted, and that's how I got into the whole Joe Exotic thing. And like I said, it's just kind of one of the things where I feel like it's kind of like, justice, like, to help that guy. It's like I tell you guys, I would hope somebody would help me if I was in that situation. And yeah, you look at it and you're just like, this is bizarre. So I try to give him a voice as much as I can, obviously. So that's how that all started. And like I said, he seems to be a pretty good dude from what I know from him. I don't personally know him, never met him, but every time I talk to him, he seems like a down to earth good guy, just trying to help people, usually doing things, community stuff. He always seemed to be doing community stuff. He like ran for like politics. He was like a police chief or something. He's had like a crazy life, guys. I mean, he's done like everything. Could you imagine? This guy's like wrestled around with tigers. I mean, that's crazy in itself right there. So that's pretty wild. And anyway, so yeah, and deleted. I just seen the Netflix series only for the only reason, and I say that too because it was on during COVID, and none of us had anything to do, so we all watched it. But I don't watch any TV. Like my wife will talk. I've never seen. They're laughing at me. I don't think I was just talking about today. Here, she's probably listening. She's gonna crack up laughing. She told me I should talk about it. Here you go. Yeah, this past Christmas we were at my in-laws' house and Elf was on. I don't think I've ever seen Elf in my life. And I sat there and I was cracking up laughing. It was so funny. I was like, yo, guys, did you ever see this movie? It's hilarious. Like just messing around because obviously everybody's seeing it. They were just laughing at me because I've never seen Elf. And I don't think I've ever watched it, to be completely honest with you. I've seen The Christmas Story. I'm telling you, it's very few movies that I've really watched. And so, yeah, it's and we were just laughing about Elf today. I don't know how it came up, but we were just laughing about it. But yeah, it was like I just first saw it, like it just come out, and I was saying like, yeah, did you ever hear that movie? It's like really good, and they were all cracking up because, like I said, I don't watch anything, guys. Like I literally watch zero shows, TV, like really nothing. I put sports on in the background, and that's about it. So for me to watch an entire series, like I've seen The Sopranos. And then I seen the what's the one with the meth lab? I can't even think of the name of it. I think they're like the only two series I might have watched besides the Tiger King. And they're just like completely like one of the best two series that were ever on TV. And The Sopranos was way back in the day. I had watched that growing up on HBO. So there's that one. And then I forget what the other one was. What the heck was that one with Walter, and what the heck was that even called? I don't even know. But I did see that one as well. And it took me a while to watch that thing. But yeah, I just don't watch anything. So yeah, I did see the entire Tiger thing series and everything about it. It just so happened that I did. And then, like I said, Joe reached out to me. I seen Levi, the attorney, Jerry Jones's personal attorney, rattling off this doing this news broadcast, and like a P whatever he was doing. And yeah, he had all that evidence and he was talking about it. And I was just like, this is really, it had me fascinated, I must say. And then, like I said, I just got into it. And then what happened really, so I interviewed him a second time. But I remember, I think the second time was when the White House had just contacted him. So the White House had contacted him and they had just asked for all of his paperwork. We thought he was going to get a pardon then. And and they had asked for all of his paperwork and everything, and then nothing happened. And then it was kind of bizarre. And then a couple months have gone by since that. That was a few months back, probably 6, 7 months ago. Maybe it was last summer. I don't really remember the timeline. But yeah, that had happened. And then again, he's still in there. Now he's even got more people. He's got he's got so many big attorneys and people trying to help him and trying to get out. It's crazy. He's got some of the biggest names that just come in and help him. He's obviously not paying for all these people. He can't work. I mean, he didn't see a dime from that Netflix here. That's the other crazy thing. Like, this guy, he did not participate in that. He didn't get paid for that series. It was like the biggest series ever on Netflix. He didn't get paid a dime for it. So it's kind of crazy. Like, he'll have to come out and start his whole entire life, but he'll obviously be a huge celebrity, and he'll probably get a huge deal with whatever he wants to do, a whole nother series, probably talking about his prison life and everything else. So I'm sure it'll probably go pretty lucrative for him, and he'll need it. That's for sure. But yeah, that's what happened. And that's the Joe Exotic story and how I kind of got involved. And then, yeah, and then he would always tag me with like everybody, like Trump and everybody, like all the biggest names on X. It was kind of crazy. Everybody would hit me up, like family and friends, and they would like be like, "Yo, dude, he just tagged you with like literally like Cash Patel, like the FBI director." It was like nuts. Like, he was tagging me with all these big people, and so yeah, it was kind of it was pretty funny. So, but yeah, he still tags me all the time, and I try to repost everything for him and all that good stuff. So yeah, that's how it all happened there, deleted. And hopefully he does get a part. And like I said, you don't want to see, like I say, if injustice is injustice, the poor guy's in prison. He has enough evidence that proves that he's never done anything. I mean, every single person admitted to committing perjury. That alone should get you out, I would think. And so yeah, they have him in there for hire for murder. And then like these like stupid other, I guess, animal laws, well, the Lindy Act, I forget what it's called, but it's like taking like an animal from like over state lines or something. It's not that he ever got charged with like abusing an animal at all. It's I forget what the act's called. He mentions it. Lacey Act, maybe that's what it's called. It's called the Lacey Act. Here, I'll Google it for you. Watch this. I had to Google. I had no idea what he was even talking about. But here's the Lacey Act. Check this out, and it'll tell you what it does. Here, ready? It amended in 2008 as a U.S. law combating trafficking of all of illegal wildlife fish and plants and prohibits. So yeah, they got him on this, the Lacey Act. Like, that's what he's in jail for: murder for hire and the Lacey Act. Like, that's the two charges that he got. And it was like that he like took an animal over like state lines or something. It was like really weird. It's like bizarre things. And he was saying it's because of this vet had filled out a form and apparently filled it out not like correctly, and that's what they got him on. So it's really crazy stuff. But then the other one's murder for hire, which is kind of a big deal, you would think. I mean, that would put you away, I would say. But then the guy that's a hitman, I mean, comes out and says, yeah, he absolutely never asked me to kill anybody, and he never exchanged money or none of that. And as a matter of fact, we tried to kill him. So the hitman dude takes him and goes, "Yeah, me and J Lo, we were going to kill Joe Exotic, and we were going to set up this piano wire and tie it around this tree." And he actually takes him to the farm and shows him where they had this thing buried. So he actually shows them like what the murder weapon was going to be, and they were going to kill Joe Exotic. So just somebody, it doesn't make any sense. Like, they like literally planned to kill him, and yet he's in jail for murder for hire. And the guy that they said was the hitman came out and on. But you can watch the video. The guy said he never came to him and said that he wanted to kill anybody, never exchanged the money, none of it ever happened. And basically he said that J Lo set it all up. I mean, it's as crazy as you could ever imagine. And could you imagine you spent 8 years in prison for that? And none of it ever happened? Like, that's crazy, guys. That's really crazy. So anyway, that's what happened. And there's his charges right there. So, and that's how I found out about that's how I got kind of involved with it. But yeah, and And so, yeah, hopefully it gets out soon, and then we won't have to tweet out anymore that he needs to get a part. And then I guess we'll just support whatever projects he has going on. But that's what happened, deleted, and everybody else with the Joe Exotic story. So if you didn't hear the last interview, go ahead and check it out. It's tagged up or pinned up on the X, and it's also on YouTube, so you can watch that as well. So there you go. And apparently, Cadence Bitcoin's going down because now Wall Street can trade against Bitcoin. It's become derivatives. Yeah, it certainly has. People can short it now. Really, you couldn't really short it. I mean, you could a little bit, but you definitely can now. I think people would short it down more or less with strategy before, but yeah, now you can do it like literally. You can short it down. I mean, you know how many people probably got wiped out, Cadence and everybody else with leverage right now? So many people trade on leverage with money that they don't have. And when something like this happens, forget about it. Everybody's accounts just explode. So, and not up. I mean, it just like wipes you out completely. It just forget about it. You're done. And, so yeah, I'm sure a lot of people are getting liquidated too as well. At the same time, I'm sure there's people trying to short it down, but I bet more people are getting blown up than doing well with the shorts. Let's put it that way. So I could see, and that could be that domino effect, guys. We were talking about this earlier in the Discord. Ben and I were talking about this back and forth, saying, and this is what I was mentioning. You see something like that where, Bitcoin's going down. These people are playing with leverage. They're getting blown up. And that's where you see, like, obviously Coinbase and is down because Bitcoin is, but they got a lot of leverage people on there that could be blowing up their accounts. Webull could have the same thing going on, and Robinhood could have the same thing happening. And that's why these things could be getting completely annihilated right now as well, because you got people trading that shouldn't be trading with leverage and all that good stuff and getting blown up. And then these guys got to cover these things. So somebody has to cover that. And so they could be getting blown up right now, all these things. So we have no idea what's going on with that. But I would imagine it is happening. That's for sure. So don't rule that out. But anyway, short in the rallies force liquidations to cover the lower and repeat. They've manufactured inventory. One Bitcoin can now support ETF unit, a futures contract, a perpetual swap, an options, delta, broker loan, and a structured note all at once. 6 claims on one coin. Yeah, it's crazy. I'm not going to lie, Cadence. You can trade it all kinds of different ways. And prayers for Joseph for a speedy recovery and a safe surgery, of course. And but yeah, I would definitely say good grasp of the web we call digital assets treasury. Yeah, Cadence. That's a very, very, very good way to look at it. Good explanation and everything. Thank you for that tonight. You've been on point lately, Cadence, with all your explanations and everything. Look at you paying attention to what's going on there and taking notes all over. So look at you trying to learn laptop travel. And that's what she said. So there you go. Yeah, no, great. Cadence, that's a great thing right there. You're doing great. Keep it up. I love it. And so yeah, you're teaching me things. Look at you, Cadence. You're teaching me. And so yeah, no, I'd have to agree though. But yeah, also just remember a lot of this could be these people getting their accounts blown up, and it's just a domino effect trickling down, and just kind of it's a whirlwind right now. It's not going to stop. So, and then you just keep seeing Bitcoin going lower and lower and getting shorted down. People are shorting strategy down. It's just like it's a vicious cycle right now. That could be that bottom though. I'm not going to lie. Look at that dip down right there. That's a nice red chart, but that looks like it could be bottomed out. I'm not promising you because we got to make a base, but it could be bottomed out right there. So we'll definitely keep an eye on this. You know that we'll be all over our crypto situation. And the SCOTUS is currently in winter recess and is scheduled to return to the bench on Friday, February 20th. Is that why there hasn't been any of them? I have it saved. Oh, it's saved out in the shed. That's in my trading shed. I was going to say I have the tab opened up and I keep hitting it every day and it doesn't have any new releases. I'm waiting to see like what the new SCOTUS releases are. That's what I have the tab open for, but there hasn't been anything in a couple days. So I guess they're on their winter recess. I forget what the last one was. Wasn't it on like the 20th or something, the last month, January 20th? I forget. But anyway, I have been checking that out. So I guess I don't have to look at it until Friday, February 20th. There you go. Thank you, Luis Rodriguez. I had no idea they were on a break. Winter recess. Nice. Lucky them. Anyway, and let's see what else is going on here. And let me see. So, GameStop, the dream is fading momentarily. I know it looked really good this morning, Laptop Travel. I'm not going to lie. It looked superb this morning. And then it didn't look so good in the afternoon. I'll even show you guys. It looked really good right here. Thing was setting up. It was still setting up there. And then once you got to the afternoon, it definitely faded down. So, we'll have to see what it wants to do tomorrow. Yes, the airline shut down travel and you had to pay back $55K. Huh? That's pretty wild right there, Laptop Travel. That's a big refund check, that's for sure. And thank you, Deleted. That's exactly what happened. So yeah, that's the Joe Exotic story right there, and how I met Joe. Well, didn't personally meet him, but how I got in touch with him and started interviewing him and trying to get him out of that hellhole of a federal prison he's in. I can't even imagine that, guys. That's kind of crazy. And so, yeah, there you go. Thank Trump's 7 p.m. What was the 7 p.m. announcement? Like I said, I went on and I saw it on X, and then I forgot to click on it to bring it up to see what the heck was even going on. So I just saw it was the White House was on the X stream, and then I'd never even put it on. I forgot. What did they talk about? I have no idea, Laptop Travel. And let's see, he puts his own name and the URL address for the government. Yeah, I don't even like that he put his name on the what building is it? The Kennedy Center, is the Trump Kennedy Center. That's insane too. He's nuts. I mean, he is nuts. But at the same time, like I say, there's a lot of things you like about him, and there's a lot of things you don't like about him. So what are you gonna do? I guess you have to take the good with the bad, and hope that he runs the country the right way. That's all we can hope for, right? So there you are. And Deleted said the same. He doesn't watch TV either. And but somehow found yourself watching his net. Well, that's what happened to me. I mean, you couldn't watch the first show and not get sucked into that, Deleted, and that was what happened. I think maybe my wife, I don't even remember. Somebody had it on in the house, that Netflix thing, and the next thing I know, I'm watching it. Maybe Cavino and Rich were talking about it. I really don't remember. All I know is I saw the first episode, and the next thing I know, I'm watching this entire series, and I don't watch anything, but it was so damn fascinating. I mean, they really did a good job. I'm not going to lie. Netflix did a great job with it. Joe didn't even, and if you had watched it, you would have thought Joe was like participating in this thing. It's like his show. They just took his footage off his YouTube and made this entire series. Like, it was kind of crazy what was going on. Nobody knew what was happening. And no, I don't even think anyone even know he was in prison at this time? I don't think I know. And so yeah, it was kind of crazy stuff going on, but yeah, that was wild. You never watched Tiger King, but certainly knew about it, Luis Rodriguez. Well, you gotta watch that series, and dude, it's crazy, Luis Rodriguez. You can't, like I said, you can't watch the first episode and not continue to watch it. It's that crazy. Like they definitely get you wrapped in real quick, just because they're all characters. It's all kind of wildness going on. There's tigers. I mean, these people are handling tigers. You know, you got to watch this thing. You're just waiting for somebody to get mauled, and you know that, and yeah, you just can't believe your eyes when you're watching this show. It's crazy. And then obviously that's what happened. And Joe was already in prison. Like I said, I didn't know all that was going down, but it was a fascinating Netflix series, that's for sure. And you might get some spotlight on a Netflix series once I don't think he's gonna go to Netflix, Deleted, that's for sure. Yeah, he doesn't like Netflix so much. Like I said, he didn't voluntarily participate in any of this stuff. They just took his stuff off his YouTube channel and just started to make an entire series. It's crazy, I'm telling you. I asked him about it in the last interview, and he's talking about it all. So it is wild. I'm not going to lie. And strategy looking like a tragedy right now. You're not kidding. I think it's strategy is tragedy first, and then we'll go up later. Maybe that's what Sayer says. Tragedy first, then we'll go up. I don't know. Maybe that's his new slogan. I have no idea. But strategy is not looking great. And let's see. This is Max from what? What the heck are you talking about? How would you like to settle? Oh, never mind. An AI bot has to close all your positions. Have a great day. That's pretty funny. There you go. Laptop travel. And so yeah, that's what happened with with Joe Exotic. That's pretty funny. Hi, this is Max from We Rob. Yeah, like they don't know what's going on. The brokers, you've been identified for a margin call. How would you like to settle this? Oh, never mind. Our AI bots have closed all your positions. Have a great day. That's exactly what happened, Laptop Travel. You're not kidding. So, and again, they have to do that because they're on the hook for these things. So when people start getting wiped out and you got leveraged accounts like that, and then you got these big dips, that's exactly what happens. And they have to close them out. Whether you like it or not, that thing can bounce back tomorrow and you're screwed. You're down big time and your account's probably in the negative. Like they're asking you how you're going to make up this money. And because they just had to put it out for you because they have to put they're on the hook at the end of the day. They're a responsible party, even though you are really the responsible party, but someone's got to be responsible after you if you're not responsible. And not all of us human beings are exactly responsible, let's face it. So they have to be responsible. And so yeah, they're on the hook for all these things. So if everybody has these leveraged accounts and they're going down big and they're down huge, that means that the house is really down big because they're eating all this right now because clearly you didn't have the money to trade with to start with. How the hell are you gonna have negative $50,000 if you didn't have $50 to start with and now you're negative 50,000? How the hell are you gonna make that up? So yeah, they're just closing you down and then they're gonna have to go after you somehow. But anyway, you're seeing that happen right now. I'm not gonna lie. I'd have to say that's definitely happening in laptop travel. So yeah, we rob them brokers for sure. That is what's happening. And it is crazy. Aero Mexico refused to compensate US travelers and got penalized by the Department of Transportation. And they could not sell tickets through from US to Europe going through Mexico for 2 years. Holy cow, that's crazy. They Aero Mexico, they were just like, we're keeping everybody's money even though you're not allowed to travel. That's pretty wild. That's a good business model right there, I guess. And I wonder if they made out on that deal, to be honest with you, because the penalties aren't like that drastic, but the 2 years probably definitely put them down for that one. So if they just gotten penalized and had to pay like a flat fee, they probably would have made out like a bandit. Most companies know that. They're like, yeah, we'll break this law because the penalty is only going to be like 300 million and we're going to make $1 billion. So that means we're going to gain $700 million right now. It's easy. Just do it. And we're going to set the $300 million aside. We'll set 400 million aside. We're still making 600 million. Pay the fines. And many companies do that often, guys. They know they're breaking the laws. They just know that they're going to exceed. The profits are going to be so much more than the fine that they just don't give a shit because they're going to be way profitable. So that happens a lot. It happens a lot in like environmental stuff, that's for sure. They've gotten a lot stricter with them fines and penalties, so they can't do it as much anymore, but they used to be able to do it pretty easily. But yeah, there's companies that do that stuff often, and they know that the penalty and fine is way cheaper than, or it's like a not even a dent in what they're going to make. Pharmaceutical companies do it all the time. Look at them all. They put all them drugs out all the time, knowing damn right they could get sued and all this shit because they already know that most of them aren't good for you, but literally they don't care. They make so much money off of them that they can pay out the lawsuits and whatever fines, and they still make $1 trillion on that particular medicine there. So anyway, there you go. What was Trump's big announcement? The unveiling of Trump RX, a new government-backed online platform designed to allow Americans to purchase prescription drugs directly at lower cost. Well, he had already talked about that before, so that's nothing new. And he did say it was going to be called Trump RX. I know he said that before, or at least somebody had said that. So I don't know if that's anything new, but is it already up and running now? Is that what happened? And more hard sell. There's our Michael Anthony. More hard selling that Trump needs to get that bill fixed. That is why Bitcoin's selling off and Hood. So there you go, guys. That's what Michael Anthony just said, and it came right from his mouth, and you can hear it. And you could bounce back up tomorrow, hitting the levels of $4 each time Dip rally back to 5 with director buying at 6, buying 95,000 shares. Well, he got screwed, didn't he? Michael Anthony, the director should have just waited a couple days, and he probably could have bought in 185,000 shares because he would have got them at a way better price right there. So, anyway, we will keep an eye on your 3 U's right there. Your your universal safety one, PAGS. I know you now mentioned this thing, and it is dipping down. That looks like it's going down more. And your Tiger went down some more today. Laptop or Michael Anthony. Well, I just called you Laptop Travel and Louis Rodriguez. Michael Anthony, your Tiger went down. And so we'll have to see when it wants to roar back up right there. And let's see. You have had one margin call in your life back in 1990. Never again. I've never done it, Laptop Travel. I am too scared to do it, to be honest with you. So there you go with that. I am not doing any margin calls. How about that, guys? So I've warned everybody all the time, don't get wiped out. I've never done it, but I know you can get wiped out real quick. And I'm telling you, people are getting wiped out right now. They're getting wiped out left and right. People are crazy. I'm telling you, people just have no control over themselves. And that's why, like I said, human beings don't have much responsibility like that. And that's why the house has to have that responsibility, because we're not the most responsible people. That's for sure. Not with all these people trying to leverage things. That's crazy. And that's why I would never do it. So, yeah, that's pretty wild to even try it. But, hey, God bless you if you win on it, but if you lose, you're done. You got smoked, and it's over. It's lights out and it's over, and that's that. So off the subject again, that you need to watch Bloomberg. What are we watching Bloomberg for? They ain't got anything good. We're watching Tiger series here, Michael Anthony, and let's see. Caden said, "Laptop, me too. When I first began trading, you ignored their calls and they sold your position and thought if I ignored them, they couldn't do anything." That's hilarious, Cadence. Yeah. You can ignore them all you want, but they're going to do something. That's for sure. So, yeah, they'll go after you. That's definitely. And they definitely will sell your position on you. Yeah, it's no joke, guys. You can't do margins if you don't know. Especially, I mean, like I said, just trade with the money you have. And if you don't have anything, just paper trade until you get some money, because the margins will get you wiped out really quick. You'll be in the negatives before you realize what just hit you real fast, like big negatives, not just little ones, big ones. I bet there's people wiped out like minus 50K in their accounts right now. Like they owe the platform $50,000, guys. Like they got to come up with this, and the platform's going to want it. And I guarantee there's more people than you could imagine are getting wiped out like that. And again, they sold that shit today. Even if it bounces tomorrow, these people are down 50K. They ain't coming back. They ain't bouncing up because they sold their positions on them. They didn't have a choice. So you got to remember that can absolutely happen to you. Do never leverage anything, guys. Just don't do it. Aeromexico had to file for bankruptcy, so they were protected, and they shed Delta's investment by a half. Wow, that's crazy. And but they kept all the money. Yeah, I bet they did. And I wonder if they made out well. Well, they had to file bankruptcy. I don't know how well they made out, because they had to prove that they didn't have that much income there, and that money must not have put them too far ahead if they had to file for bankruptcy. So anyway, there you go. The toughest airline for us to deal with post-COVID, alongside Cebu Pacific. I've never even heard of them. But anyway, Tiger almost on a major support right there. And let's could check ILLR was sent to the OTC. They're trying to get back on the Nasdaq. Chart looks decent. Let's see, ILLR. I'll have to look at it over here if it's an OTC. And let's see what it looks like right here. Deleted. Triller Group, it's called. That chart does. I mean, the candles don't look too bad. It had that nice dip down over here in December, and that doesn't look too bad right there. I kind of remember this one before. At least I think I do. And yeah, it's definitely not over here. So you're right. It is an OTC right there. That's for sure. OTC. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't look that bad. Let's look at it tomorrow, though. Just the market looks so crazy right now. And Michael Anthony said he doesn't need to borrow money. That I was smart selling most to be in all cash. Oh, absolutely, yeah. But Michael Anthony, these people aren't like most people that are doing these leverage things, they don't even understand what the heck they're doing in the market, and they're just getting blown out of proportion, like blown out of the water too. Like they don't even know they don't even know what just hit them. Let's put it that way. They opened up their account and then they seen like this big negative, and they're like, "Ha, we're what do I do with that?" And I'm telling you, the platform's coming after you. So yeah, it's crazy. You never leverage things, guys. And so what happened to you, Cadence, when that happened? And what actually happened? You thought you could ignore them, and they couldn't do anything. So what actually happened at the end of the day there, Cadence? Can you let us know? It's interesting. I don't know anybody it's actually happened to. I just know it happens. I've heard the stories. I don't personally know anybody. I'll never forget, guys, and you know him well. He does shows all the time. Martin Shireki, or however the hell you say his name, Shireki. What I don't know his last name. That dude, Martin, dude. They call him Biopharma, Pharma Boy, whatever it is. He does shows on X all the time about the market. Well, he had I'll never forget this, guys. He had that stock, and it went from like 53 cents to $50. I remember I was looking at it. I still to this day I'm like, I still can't believe I didn't buy it. Did get halted, obviously. But I'll just never forget this. Now, I was looking at that stock. I saw that thing run like that. It was the most bizarre, craziest thing I'd ever seen. But I also seen a story at that time also that somebody was shorting that thing down because they didn't like him. And it went to $50 from 50 cents. And the dude was down like over $250,000. And apparently they were coming for like the deed of his house. Like he basically, like, I think I told the story. Like he was like asking people if they could donate money. This was way before any of these these donation online sites were around, whatever the heck they're all called, I forget. But anyway, yeah, he was like in these chat groups and stuff, like can people just donate to me? Like I'm about to lose everything, my house, my cars. Like yeah, he like he tried to short this thing down. It was like 50 cents. I don't know why you'd be shorting down a 50-cent stock anyway, to be honest with you. But hey, I guess people are crazy. And he had it on leverage. And it was, holy cow. I'll never forget. Yeah, he was down over like $250,000. And he got wiped out. I mean, that was that. He was done. I don't know whatever happened to that guy. I have no idea. I just seen it on a message board. I was watching it happen. I remember the stock. I don't remember what the stock was that Martin Shirelli had or whatever the heck it was. I do remember it going. It was like 50 cents to like $50. And it happened quick, guys. It was like 2-day run. It was absolutely bonkers. I remember it. So yeah, and when I saw that happen, that was when I said I would never do that. And that was that for me. That's when I didn't understand options either. And I thought if you lost in an option, like that would happen to you. So that's why I never messed with options for all of them years. I stayed away from because I had that's what I thought. And I was under the assumption that they were options like puts. It was a short. He had shorted it down. Puts and shorts are totally different. I didn't know that back then. And that's why I didn't even think about going into options. And then obviously when I learned that puts and shorts were different, that's when I started to look at options. So I really just kind of knew that like last year. I was always under the assumption that if you had a put or something or anything with an option and it went wrong, like you had to make up that money. And I was like, I ain't getting into that. That sounds ridiculous. Like that's crazy. So I didn't do it. And then obviously I wasn't assuming the right things. And a short position, you will, if you short something down and you have to cover it. But yeah, you lose what you put into it, really. I mean, whatever you buy it at, you can lose. That's your maximum loss. So anyway, just a little heads up on that. But yeah, don't do anything on the leverage or anything like that. It's crazy. And Tiger did break that support line. It looks like it's going down. They all break the support line and bounce back up to stop those from selling. And that's what Michael Anthony says. And want lights out for me. Well, one lights out for me, one on margin call, but did cost you about $1,000. So there you go, laptop travel. And Tiger has hold up much better than Hood. Well, that we'll give you that. Tiger is holding up much better than Hood. And there you are, deleted. Pepsi and Coca-Cola, they keep going up. They are looking pretty good right there. How are you, Sam? You're just late joining the party here, huh? We're having a good old time at this party. And yeah, not a whole lot happening. We're just kind of chatting a little bit. We already went through everything, to be honest with you. And my night note, laptop travel already wrote it. He said, "Good luck and good night, and I'll see you in the morning." That's my night note. There's like really not a whole lot happening here, to be honest with you. We'll look at it. Microsoft, MU, both look like they're coming down in the morning. CoreWeave looks like it's coming down. McDonald's could bounce. We'll see what Q's are already down pretty good this over in the overnight here. So we'll see if they want to continue down there. So I'm pretty sure everybody has to look at the market in the morning to get figured out what's going on right there. And so there you go with that, Sam. Give you a little catch up right there. Joseph Levy was hanging out. He's going into surgery on Monday. So we were talking to him and wishing him the best. And here's CVI right here. And that's an energy play right there. That's not looking too bad. We had looked at a lot of energy plays yesterday. Not all of them were going up today. And Caden said, here we go. Let's get the answer. This is what happened. They called twice and you wouldn't answer. I was planning to call them after the positions recovered. They sold the positions. It wasn't terrible. I owed them another 500 after the sell, which isn't too bad, Cadence. You're lucky, honestly. You're only like 500. Some people get wiped out. They add another 0 or 2 zeros to that real quick. And you called them arguing that they had no right without your authorization. And they said otherwise. Never again. Yeah, Cadence, they do have the right without your authorization, believe it or not. It's in the fine print. And if you do a leverage, if you when you check that box and say that you agree for leveraging things because you understand the risk, that's where you agreed that they could sell that at any time that they needed to. They could sell it if it's up if they wanted to, but they don't, obviously. They always sell it if you're way down, and they have to cover it. So that's what happens, guys. And they called her up, and they told her, you got to pay us. So imagine, like, you go and do something crazy like that, leverage it, short it down, something like you have leverage on Bitcoin. So here's what happens, guys. And this is how crazy people are. Bitcoin, everybody's talking about it. We're all talking about it. It should be popping up. People are, it's at 90,000. It used to be at 120 something. You're up here. People think it's going up 95 right here. All right, this is the bottom. We're going to go up right here. 90K. That's our bottom. Let's leverage this thing up. And the next thing you know, you're at 64 grand and you just dropped 30 something $1,000 in Bitcoin in the price action. And you have leverage on this. You're toast. You're so over. It's not even funny. You're done. It's like times a million. It's done quick. And, you know how many people do that? I don't know why. They never learn. I say it all. You see this happen like every few months, like you see these pullbacks or like these corrections, and people just get blown completely out of the water. And then more people do it the next time. Like nobody ever learns about this shit. I know Tim Skies always talks about never doing it. I've always said never do it. And, yeah, that's why you never do it. So that's what happened with Cadence, everybody. Thank you for that, Cadence. And yeah, I don't know anybody that actually have physically happened to that. Like I said, I just read the stories of people it's happened to, but never anybody that's actually said, like, hey, they called me up and we're like, yeah, we sold your position and you still owe us $500. Are you going to send that in? Do you want to make that on your charge card, or are you going to send us a check today? And that's that right there. So, yeah, it's kind of crazy, guys. So just remember, that can happen, and that's why you got to be careful in the market. Anyway, MRP and SBRA, you've been saying buy SBRA. Michael Anthony, you say to buy the most craziest ones I've ever heard of. I've never heard of some of these Milrose properties. Actually, that looks really good for tomorrow. We might have to look at that tomorrow there, Michael Anthony. What is that? MRP. This one doesn't look too bad either, but MRP not looking bad. That Melrose property is looking pretty good right there. SBRA is Sabra Healthcare. Yeah, I know we looked at it because I thought it was that Sabra pizza place that they have in like airports and stuff and in New York. But anyway, there you go with that. And let's see what else. And well, all of the positions weren't down, so that's what helped. There you go, Cadence. So that definitely helped you out then, that's for sure. But yeah, you learned real quick. I better put some money in this account and actually trade with the money I have and not have these guys calling me up every other day threatening that I owe them a bunch of money, because that's what will end up happening, I think. It just takes one bad day and you're getting screwed on that. And that's why I never did it. Might need to sell that LW. Yeah, it's still get the dividend. There you go. Maybe I'll get a dividend. I owned it. I sold it already. But yeah, there you go. I would probably sell it. It has that 50 right there. You could go slowly but surely. It had been going up, but I think you could get out of that now, Michael Anthony. You wrote it up pretty well. I'm not going to lie. It was a good one right there. I was in it with you there. And there you go, everybody. I would say that's a pretty fun time this evening. And it's a Wild West out there. You're not kidding there, Jimbo. And yeah, I like that. It's pretty funny. And everybody else, how is everybody to see? Everyone having a good time? I'm trying to make it at least a little fun as we have a pretty red market right here. So if you're just tuning in, we just covered our entire list. We looked and seen what was going on. There's not a whole lot of bright things. I'm not going to lie. LITE, this light bright right here might be this light might be the bright one. It was jumping up today. It could run tomorrow. We'll have to look at it. Gold, silver look like they're coming down. Bitcoin and crypto getting crushed right here. Although Bitcoin was at 59K and it bounced back up. So you could have made some money off of that pop right there, 59K to 64. And yeah, that's what our market looks like, guys. It's not exactly beautiful this evening, and that's what we have going into our Friday tomorrow. And our Qs right here are down pretty significantly. And I honestly think you might come down here into that 578 area and touch down. Ben and I were talking about it today, as a matter of fact. So there you go. And again, I didn't time them out perfect. I timed them out right. I didn't hit the buttons fast enough. So tomorrow I'm going to be better prepared and get the and probably short these down. And well, I'll let you know in the Discord, obviously. But we'll look at them at 7 a.m. for the pre-market. We'll see how everything looks and reevaluate this crazy market here. And like I said, my red flag was out for a reason. Now you guys can see why. And I still have it out because I still don't like how the market looks. Something's going on here, and I don't know what it is, but it is definitely something, that's for sure. So we'll be keeping an eye on all of that. And that's what your metals look like. There's your gold. That looks like a fake spike. Silver too. All of them. Palladium looks like it's coming down. Platinum looks. So yeah, you had like copper running up like crazy the other. I'm telling you, it's just a little too bizarre with crypto pulling back so much. Something is always something is weird right here. And it's definitely catching my eye. So my red flag's out there. Deleted. Always a good time. Appreciate you always hanging out. That's for sure. And laptop travel, you can someday wire transfer from your bank to avoid liquidation of your positions. Otherwise, it's buy stockies. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's true. If you same day wire transfer from your bank to avoid the liquidation, that's the only way you can avoid it. And again, that's like literally sending them the money just so they won't sell the position on you. And then you're down money, but then you might be able to recoup it if it bounces back up. And again, if they sell it on you, you ain't recouping that bounce. So you just got screwed on that. That's for sure. So there you go, everybody. I'd say a pretty fun time right there talking about leverage. Don't do it. And of course, BYRN, we talked a lot about Burner right here. I'll just throw it up here as we end our show because it is a really cool not even a cool website, just a cool product right there. I really do like it. It's dope as hell. So check that out. Really cool for a less lethal defense pistol is what it's called. It's a compact. They're like launchers. They launch these what is it? The things with not tear gas. The heck is it? My brain's shutting off. Whatever they launch, you guys know they have that stuff in it. What the heck is it called? I can't even think of it. Now I gotta look at it. Burning in the throat, all that stuff. Yeah, it shoots that stuff at you. So anyway, there you go with your burner. I thought it was pretty cool. I liked it. And so there you go, everybody. Check out them things, them products, and check out the stock ticker on it because, like I said, it's looking pretty good right there. Bouncing back up. We had it today, and it was a pretty good one. So there you go with that cool product. And we'll end it with that, everybody. And yeah, Sunday, real quick. Sunday, we'll do a show right around noontime, I think. We'll do a little tailgate party for the Super Bowl. That's what I wanted to look at, was the odds here. And that's what I wanted to go to. So here's our Super Bowl odds, and Seattle's still way up. And like I said earlier, doesn't look like New England's really curling up there. I guess anything can happen at any time. That's for damn sure, especially in sports. But you notice Poly Market's pretty damn accurate with everything. So what we'll do is, I was going to look and see. I didn't do it yet, but we might as well do it real quick while we're here. Do they have like all the crazy bets and stuff, like the prop bets? I'm not even sure. I would imagine, but let's see. Football right here. NFL, let's see. Seahawks, and I don't know. I'll have to look and see if we have like all the if we can get all these prop bets. Here we go. Oh, that's just a bunch of things. I'll look around. I'll see if we can get all the prop bets, and we'll do all that good stuff. But yeah, I was going to keep that on there, and we'll see what's going on. And it doesn't look like U.S. is striking Iran, at least according to Poly Market there, because it's like 1%. So that is what's going on right there. ETHU. Oh, is that way down? I'm sure it is. It's got to be way down. Oh, wow. That is way down right there. My goodness, everything. Winter Olympics from Italy begins Friday? That begins tomorrow? I had no idea, Laptop Travel. Are you serious? The Winter Olympics start tomorrow? I really did. Actually, you know what? I might have known that because I just saw Snoop Dogg is doing them again, and he was just talking to the snowboarders. I just saw something from that. I think it was on X or something. I don't know where the hell I saw it, but anyway, I did just see that. Now that you say that, I totally forgot. So yeah, I guess the Winter Olympics start tomorrow from Italy. There you go, guys. So that'll be something to watch, I guess. Sometimes the snowboarding's pretty cool, and some of them events are pretty cool sometimes. So there you are. Hopefully the USA wins some golds and all that good stuff. So there you are, everybody. All information presented here is for educational and informational purposes only, not intended as financial advice. So always do your due diligence. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in, hanging out. Be sure to like the show on your way out of here, and follow along on X, YouTube, Instagram, and Luis Rodriguez and Laptop Travel, and Deleted, and Michael Anthony, and Cadence, and Sam, and Zach, and so many other people. I'm trying to scroll through to see everybody. Larry, I know, is on there, and a bunch of other people we were talking to. Of course, Joseph Levy will be thinking of you and your surgery. Hopefully that goes well. And everybody else that was hanging out, I think I got to, I don't know. Yeah, everybody, I greatly appreciate you guys hanging out. You guys know that. Any messages, feel free to, any questions, feel free to shoot me a message on X. There's a couple people I do have to respond to. I meant to respond last night, and I guess I just got totally sidetracked and passed out, but there's a couple people I will be responding to. They had asked a couple questions there, so I will answer everybody. And there you go, everybody. So be sure to tune in tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. as we always do our pre-market show Monday through Fridays at 7 a.m. And then we do our late show, this live show at night at 8 p.m. Sunday nights through Thursday. But this Sunday, we're doing a noon show because we're going to have our little Super Bowl tailgate party and see what's going on. And can you watch Applied to place to your bid at 24 to not worry is where to stop? What is Michael Anthony talking about here, guys? I know it's Applied Digital Corp or whatever the heck it's called. I just don't know what he's talking about. And I guess he's saying that you can buy it at $24. I'm not even sure what he's talking about right there, but bet on Seattle and New England on the Webull. Oh, that's a great idea, Laptop Travel. I may have to do that. I'll do my first one on there. Thank you, Laptop Travel. That is a great idea. I didn't even think about that, but I certainly will. I already have that thing set up on the event thing, and I certainly will do that. Thanks, Laptop Travel. Awesome. So there you go, everybody. And I know the Poly Market's betting is illegal, but the Webull, I was just looking at it just to see what all the bets were. You guys can bet wherever you want. I know people go on all these different betting sites and stuff. I don't use any of them, but I certainly will do the Webull. Now I can, because I don't even have a betting site. Like, I don't have any of them bet sites or any of them. I never even signed up for one of them in my life. I'm not really a sports gambler, so there'd be no reason to. And so yeah, but yeah, I can do it on my Webull now. That's pretty dope. I forgot all about that, Laptop Travel. Thank you for the reminder. And there you go, everybody. So I'll remind you guys one more time to show up tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. We'll check out this crazy market, see what's going on, and check out what crypto's doing. That's for sure. So you guys enjoy your evening, and I will see you guys in the morning. Have a good night, everybody, and I'll see you guys at 7 a.m.